Release the button.
Release the button.
Release the
No.
button.
No, we are release the paladins.
Yeah, we are release the paladins.
Yeah. Is there one chosen
We don't-
abilities, or-
Yep.
Yep, I literally
Yeah.
just picked it on with universal discussion.
I picked.
I
I
was
picked-
debating between two. Which one?
I picked mine last week.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I instantly went, oh, it's this one, and then went, actually, this other one is about as good, if not better. So,
Yeah, I think it was the devotion one that I took.
I mean,
Not
yeah, yours was very much, well, this is amazing for you.
Yeah.
I've not picked anything for Randy.
Randy wasn't there.
No.
Good.
Yeah, doesn't matter if Andy was there or not.
It matters if.
Oh yeah, we
count
don't know
Randy-
the radius.
Yeah, it might matter depending on if Randy is considered a person.
Well, he's a humanoid.
Is Randy considered two people?
Exactly.
He has two.
If Randy has a player's stat block, then he is considered to have a soul for the purposes of Alterra, whose literal definition of a soul is, are they able to level up?
Yeah.
Yes. He has a stat block.
So start picking.
And this is also pick for Randy.
Oh.
Well, we actually don't know. Wait until we find out what the radius was, and then maybe.
Oh no, yeah, the radius is massive. Andy's within it.
Yeah.
As far as you're aware, it at least at a minimum includes the entire mountain of Bastion.
Ah, shit.
Jones has got it.
This is
Lucas
on
has
you.
got it.
Well, this is on me.
The dragon's got it.
They sort of don't have souls, I don't think.
It'd be funny as hell, though. This
It would
little
be.
paladin
Dragons
dragon.
With dragons. No, they don't. They actually technically already get one. Actually, when they grow up a bit, because they get the conqueror. The conqueror's fearsome aspect one is based on the dragon's fearsome presence aura. So they sort of do get one.
But
Oh,
it's kind
Bear
of
Angel.
the main basis of Alterra is that the monsters consume leveled souls to power up. So the dragons would get those if they devoured enough people who had them, which is why monsters attack noids.
Oh, wait a minute. I've just realised what that implies. Point, you've just killed a lot of people.
Yep.
You just
Oh,
made a
God.
lot of people into more appetizing food.
Oh damn.
Yep.
What
Why
was
is
in
it
you
possible
earlier,
to
Bob?
defend themselves?
Yeah, but they're not gonna. A level 3 paladin's still not gonna stand up to a fire giant, is it?
Not one. 10, maybe?
Unarmed?
And by defend themselves, I mean not go out trying to fight fire giants.
They probably
Yeah,
will.
because fire giants can't come into their house.
Well,
Remember, the divine planes are currently controlled by the Empire. So should any humans die who aren't consumed by monsters, their souls go up to the heavens, where they are then consumed by god monsters.
by different monsters.
I'm fine with that. The Celestials are fine.
We've
The
not-
Celestials known as the mad gods. Yep, definitely fine.
Yep.
We've
Yeah, they're
met
fine.
at least one god, which was fine because Gwent beat the crap out of them.
Yes, but to be fair, he was part of the renegade gods who got expelled from the heavens.
No.
They are the remaining faction of the gods who managed to survive what is known as the Schism War.
They're the sane gods.
Mm.
Or mostly sane, as far as gods go.
Yes, are we ready for some D&D? We got some consequences to deal with this week.
No, I don't want to deal with consequences because that's
Yeah.
too powerful.
No.
Ah!
Yeah,
I've
you
been-
don't
I've
know
been
the
s-
consequences Bob's on about.
I
I've been-
updated the quest ledger. If we want to switch over to the main screen,
Main
Fine,
screen.
Damien,
Yeah, we
that's
know.
one
fine.
day I
Space.
will probably
Decide
update.
the fate of the
Fate of
outfit!
Spit. Oh no.
Damn it, point! Damn it, point!
Fine. And find Damien.
The worst part is, I was speaking to Chris during the week. He knows what I was trying to say.
I know what you were trying to say as well, but still.
You gotta be
You-
very specific with your wording. Monkey
Yeah.
paw and all that.
Wait,
You got monkeyed
here's
pod.
the bit. We are never allowing the point near a genie. Ever. We
Yeah,
are not
that's
allowed
understandable.
anywhere near a genie now.
The point's been there
Alrighty.
and done that and got locked up for it.
Welcome back to the world of Alterra, the Shattered Altsphere campaign, episode 69, Destiny's Children.
Nice.
Oh, okay, we made the same pun.
Of course I had to.
Previously on Alterra, we'll have each of the players give a sentence of what they believe was the most important part about last week's session. Let's start in reverse order. The point is not Destiny's Child.
Mhm.
I think the most important bit was I woke up from my food coma. Nothing else important happened.
Nothing else. Lou Grimm.
I think the most important thing that happened last week is Lou was found innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think more
Until proven
importantly,
guilty.
Lou's discovered that apparently there was thought that you weren't innocent. What's all that about?
Lou already had ideas about that.
What is this just biased? Like you've done your time, you've changed. What is this?
Yeah.
I mean technically you haven't done your time. Maybe you should.
That's not foreboding.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, got a shiny new sword. Or can make his sword now shiny.
Makes yours shiny.
They're short sighted.
He got some polish for it.
Dr. Zormir.
Alvina won the competition.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna
Did.
say the
And
most
aren't
important thing
you
was,
aren't you
you're not
wishing they
using it.
hadn't now?
And I'll let them say
You know
what
exactly what
before.
mine's gonna be. You know exactly what mine's gonna be.
And Alvina.
Alvina created a god.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Well, a god is such a loaded word in this universe. You might want to keep that
Created.
part to yourself.
Hey, she doesn't currently know she did that.
Or at least use a different word.
Yeah.
Eller.
Deity.
I think I would be either pillar or avatars.
Entity.
Kind
I
of both
think
fit.
entity would be a better word.
Avatar implies there's something bigger, which is even more terrifying, to be honest.
Well, they are supposed to be avatars of the universe.
Yeah,
The point is they
that's a
represent the
little
natural
bigger
order.
than-
yeah. It's a weird one. Pillars so far.
But yes, and I'm Chris Mackenzie, I am your DM. Let's get straight into it. As you can see, we've got some new quests on the board. Decide the fate of the Altar, nothing big, and find Damien Darkside, who has now apparently, presumably, hanging out with a bunch of rowdy, low
Paladins.
20s friends who have just gotten a power up and definitely won't radicalize them further.
Boy, you know how we could have done that probably non-lethally?
Yeah.
I don't think
Not
we
anymore.
can anymore.
We might.
Is it my number one priority right now is don't let that faction get any bigger.
Now we will start with the Gauntlets Rise before being dragged away to the council headquarters for anyone who wants to do anything before we head. Oh, and Gwent has already bolted.
Yep.
Yeah, we figured.
I'll be just
As-
looking down going, where did Gwent go?
There's just a note. There's just a hastily scribbled note saying, "I'm not dealing with gods anymore." Bye.
Gwen, I thought Gwen disappeared when Destiny appeared.
No, he started sneaking down with like no sudden movement. Style.
Yeah, just in
Right.
case the act of disappearing insulted Destiny and they smited them.
Yeah.
Very wise, to be fair. You have no idea what the
Makes
passive
so much
perception of
sense to going
Destiny
into
is.
the shrub again.
Probably very high is my casual guess would be a lot.
Well, I'm glad I don't need to calculate it. So,
Bing!
ding. Congratulations to anyone who now needs to go to the door. Well done. We'll find out with whoever just doesn't speak in the next like 2 minutes. But so Alvina was standing at
Not
the
me.
top. You now have the marble orb, the size of a small melon. You know, like it fits in your. It's a little bit bigger than your palms. It's small enough to fit in a bag of holding, which is all that really matters.
Yeah, currently it is in my backpack. because I'll
Uh,
go, huh.
You
not
and
have-
presumably Fukyu, who's had a chance to climb to the top or do whatever they want now, as the games have ended prematurely. Nobody cares about who came fourth. Not when this has just happened.
But you know, there is a pretty clear first, second, third, fourth, to be honest. There's Alvina in
We
first,
have
Wit
bigger
in second,
things
Fukyu in
than-
third, and Unconscious Ninja, who we assume is in fourth.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know now. But the rest of you are up on the plateau. Darkseid is looking at you and has declared that it's about time that we all return to the council headquarters to discuss what's just happened. But before we go over the events of you exiting the Colosseum, would anyone like to do anything? I.e., would anyone like to throw themselves off the balcony? This is your opportune moment.
I gave Chris warning.
I mean, fuck you wants his prize money.
Let's assume you'll get that later.
So he's just standing there. But I came in third. I won something.
So
Yeah.
I would at least try and convince Darkseid to let me go willingly.
Well,
Is Fukyu
off the
still a
cliff.
giant spider, by the way?
Yes.
He was a giant spider
Unless they
until
would
he
like-
got to the top.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you
they
had
did.
to
They did undo it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, the point. What do you say to Darkseid, who is staring? You believe? What's your passive insight actually?
Let's have a look.
Probably alright.
So it's like 14.
14. You're not entirely sure. It's hard to tell. Darkseid's face is a blank mask of composure, but you swear for a second there's a hint of rage behind those eyes
I've got passive
as
of
he
16.
sweeps his eyes across the party.
Hey,
I've
I
got
did
passive.
nothing wrong for once. This one actually isn't on me.
So
Oh, what
What's
would
the
you-
point?
like,
It's not on me.
To get anything more of a passive of 16.
Someone needs to speak to them. Right now, we need first aid for what just happened. Then we can discuss whatever comes after first aid.
Eh.
He narrows
Well,
his eyes at you. Give me a persuasion check.
Second aid.
Okay.
Well, our
So you know
best
how we just got boons?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, are you using yours now by any
No, I'm going to save it for now.
Because I know what boon you took.
So that's perception. Not. God damn it.
Don't worry, it didn't even roll yet.
Can I keep this roll even though I pressed the wrong thing?
Was it a nat 20?
It's a nat 20.
It's not, yeah.
I pressed perception, but I got a nat 20. Can I keep that?
What's
Yeah,
your
forge your
To
persuasion?
be honest, the
Modifier.
persuasion's higher.
Persuasion is +8 instead of +4.
Yeah.
But yes, to answer Zormir's question, you're slightly higher insight. Yeah, you can pick up a little bit more tension in his shoulders. You feel
You understand he's more angry than the point knows.
You feel almost a small connection. You sympathize.
Oh, no.
You recognize the I'm so done with this crap. What chaos have you just fucking sowed? Feeling that is crossing behind the back of Darkseid's eyes.
Darkseid just feels the overwhelming weight of the paperwork that he's gonna have to do when he gets back to the office.
But as the point looks on, presumably with his pleading look, just begging, just the eyes, just begging Darkseid to agree to what he said. Darkseid just kind of reaches up his hands, squeezes the bridge of his nose, and releases what is very clearly a much overdue sigh.
Okay.
I know
He
that
waves
feeling.
his hand towards the arena at you. Oh, like you could fuck anything else up more.
Where is it now?
No.
I mean-
please, Mr. Darkseid, don't say
Challenge
that.
accepted.
Yeah.
Shiver runs down Zormir's back.
Yep.
So, is announcer bots easily accessible at the moment?
From above, yes, you just have to kind of drop down 100 foot.
I can do that. I've got fly.
It just drops.
Yeah. I was ready to jump off this balcony if I was allowed to go. I'll do it anyway. Just at the balcony, hop down, cast fly, go down to announce bot. Announce bot, hi. We need to get a message out. Can you broadcast this as loud as possible?
Oh, you're gonna take some thunder damage.
I'm fine with that.
What sort of feedback loop do you think is happening here?
I assume you've got technology to not have feedback.
Yeah, they've got basic health and safety.
You
Jeez.
said as loud as possible. That means take off the health and safety.
They've got pipes full of fucking acid.
Just when there's a really loud concert, you can hear it from miles away.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and also health and safety for the participants is vastly different than health and safety for the customers. Mostly because you guys sign waivers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But announcer bot just kind of looking a little stunned for a robot. You know, big open mechanical eyes. Just kind of slowly, like creakingly turns towards you in almost like a gear shift motion.
Hello, it's me. We met yesterday. Kind of an emergency. You saw
Gear
what
sh-
happened.
Gear shift rotates his head back. Just he's not even gonna put up a fight for this. He's not even gonna question you. He just reaches out. You just drop down from the sky. At this point, people are just starting to associate weird crap with you guys.
Yeah, understandable.
He reaches out his hand and like pushes up a dial, or like one of those little like vertical sliders, and just like moves his chair back and motions to the microphone that is built into the desk and can't be moved.
Okay, I have a brief RP thing I'd like to ask.
Everyone, shut the fuck up. Like,
do you think?
So first thing out of character, I am going to activate the boon. Can we say it was subconscious?
Yeah.
Just power going in. Because the point would not willingly activate that boon, but I want it right now. Player wants it, character wouldn't.
Yes, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, in that case, I will just announce. Everyone who can hear this, I understand something just happened. A lot of you are going to be feeling like a lot of power has just been placed on you. Trust me, I've had it happen to me before. I know what this feels like. But please know, you are not invincible. If you want to learn how to use your power, come to the arena. In about an hour, I think we need to discuss some stuff with the leadership. But please remain calm. Come here. We will teach you how to use your power. I have a very good team, and also my party members. We will teach you what you need to know. In the meantime, good luck. And that will do.
Just posted a gif of
In the
what
meantime, don't die.
Yeah. Just posted a gif of what everyone's probably feeling at the minute.
Marco's great.
Yeah, pretty much.
There is a silence throughout the arena. Nobody's quite sure what to say. Not sure what to do. It's a little awkward. But you feel like you've gotten your message across.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you auto succeed on this because you put effort into RP, and that's all the DM ever wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your newly enhanced persuasion, it seems to have done the trick. For the rest of you back in the booth, you see Darkside kind of shoulders starting to slack a little. Well, and here I was just going to have everyone sent home under martial law. Fair enough.
I had so many arguments in case that didn't work.
Right then, I've already got the Dark Feathers into position to start keeping the city calm. The Golden Hearts have been apprised of the situation, and they're going to deploy what personnel they have still in Bastion or at home. For the rest of you, there are carts outside, ready to take you to the Rebellion headquarters, where I have summoned a council. If you would like to take a orderly passage down the stairs and out to the cart, there will be dark feathers along the corridors and at every exit to guide you to the appropriate cart. Let's assume this is non-optional.
I knew that. And I feel sorry you've had to feel the stress of what I go through on a daily basis. Thank you for your patience and restraint.
Yes,
Don't your
well,
chickens.
what is done, and I must now face consequences.
I mean, you got to remember also that Fuck You and Alvina are still currently standing on top of this.
Yeah, I
tower
was
in the
about
middle
to
of-
mention that. So, fuck you. How do we get down?
I
At the
mean,
thought
we
of
could
it,
jump.
Hmm.
you
Oh.
feel the gravity
You go back
fields
the way you came.
disengage. And across the platform, you see doors open up in the Colosseum itself.
Oh, nice.
Ah, I think, yeah.
That works.
Should have just gone through this door to begin with. Would have been here a lot sooner.
Ah, that's cheap.
Why did they close
the
these doors?
The point: do you return to the booth above with Fly, or do you exit the booth you're currently in?
I'll exit the booth I'm currently in, but I'm flying out an outdoor window instead of going downstairs.
Yeah, why waste this perfectly good spell?
Well, more, I'm going to go with them, but I want them to know it's my idea.
You're gonna fly directly
I'm doing
to
it,
where
but not
you're
because
supposed to
you
go.
told me to.
I am also lazy, so I'm going to take the cards, but
Plus, it's only
fair.
10 minutes.
As you exit the booth into the corridor, you can already find somebody in the Dark Feathers uniform, this dark leather with the emblem of the Dark Feather on their lapel. And you just fly straight past them and just continue down to the startled surprise of this agent. who just
I probably stop, go downstairs, right? And then just go past.
Just give them a wave.
This small flying dwarf.
Yes, I'll acknowledge them, but nothing more than that.
They stand there stunned for a little bit as you move out of sight with your incredible flying speed until eventually you hear hurried
mean-
footsteps behind you trying to catch up.
I just imagine that the point is just like standing vertical and just essentially gliding down the hallway.
Yeah, just
Iron Man
floating
style.
out.
Yes, in my mind, the way the point flies is as if they were being lifted up on stage wires, but just without the wires.
Fair.
That makes sense.
As you make your way down, you are escorted into carts. There are one feather gets into each cart with you, allowing for 3 per cart. How would you like to divvy up the party?
I imagine that Fuck You and Alvina are in one, so who wants to be in with us?
Lou will go in with Alvina and fuck you.
Yeah, because I imagine we just walked out like a little bit later, because it's probably a bit of a further distance from the middle of the arena. So.
Then the point, if you're
And they've got
taking
to
one of
take
the
the
carts,
chains off of Lou.
then you get into the one with Zormir.
And Gwent is gone.
Gwen's not here.
Nobody's seen Gwen. Gwen's gone. Darkseid
Oh my
appears to
god,
have
there's a big
their
search out for Gwen.
own means of transportation, and as you're ushered down, he sticks around in his booth, conveying messages to agents who seem to spontaneously show up out of the shadows before quickly vanishing with their new instructions, presumably almost giving orders to a web of agents, him at the center. As you are in the cart, you feel a jerk. Another thing for those as you're exiting and you notice that there are a mixture of what are clearly rebellion personnel, both those in this golden half plate with the emblem that you associate with the golden hearts, as well as the kind of more normal, almost like clerical style of the dark feathers with their dark leathers. And for those with higher passive perceptions, you notice a sudden swarming of dark shadows around the exterior of these robed figures that you have previously seen and associate with the ink carts.
16.
Yeah, what is high? Like 15, 16?
Like anything above 15, I think will do. They've kind of thrown discretion to the wind a little bit. They're not prioritizing observation and stealth right now. They are prioritizing control.
They just need the
I think
numbers.
that's just
basically.
Zormir
Anyone
then.
who's here.
Maybe
Right,
Yeah,
well,
clearly they have summoned everyone they can. They are putting the entire city down on effectively lockdown. There doesn't seem to be a panic. It seems that citizens here are kind of used to this, actually. There is this understanding that you can see in the eyes of people as you're passing them that this is a necessity of being this kind of salvage operation, this hidden bastion. And there is, it's almost like how people develop an attitude to whenever they're in a very scarce resource or a scarce environment where they need to be respectful that, there has to be order, there has to be control. There is almost
is what my
yeah, effectively. But they've come to kind of just associate this. It seems that however the city has been surviving, there have been moments throughout history where there has been needed to be this form of authoritarianism. And that the populace is well adapted to, on a moment's notice, switching to this law and order abiding stance.
Well, Alvina, when she gets into the car, she goes, "Well, that was a great contest. Didn't expect the giant Valkyrie thing at the end. That was pretty awesome."
None of the people who know.
I don't think it's as good as you think it is.
Right, it was cool.
Mr. Darkside didn't seem too happy about it.
No, he doesn't seem
Oh,
like
did
he'd
he
be
not-
very happy about anything, though.
Did you not plan that? I did see him scowling.
Even more, no, this was not planned, I'm afraid.
Oh.
No.
Well, we won really hard, I guess, then.
Yeah,
As you guys
you
have that
did,
conversation.
I saw it, and congratulations.
We'll do a little back and forth as we switch back over to Zormir and the point for a couple of moments.
Well, that was very unexpected. At least we're ruling out that these things aren't entities being brung forward by psionic interference.
Do you think Lou will forgive us for that?
Oh no, he's going to be a little pissed off at us for that. But I'm glad we proved that it's not that.
His fault. You can say it.
Well,
As we switch over to Lou and the remaining two.
Did you get me any snacks, by the way?
Yeah, we saw a point eating a bunch of things. Is there anything left?
And I don't think so. He kind of went in a food coma.
No.
check Lou's backside.
Need to give him more practice.
And Zormir lost his snacks as well.
Damn.
How did how'd that happen?
What?
They fell.
That's no
mean,
excuse. How
yeah.
far did they fall?
Well, they picked up within
On
5
the ground,
seconds.
As we
Yeah,
head
this-
back
No,
to
Zormir
There's
and
a
the point.
remnants on him. There's a remnant on Lou's.
Smells faintly,
clothes.
smells faintly chocolatey.
Yes, we return to Zormir and the point.
Do you know any paladins?
Paladins. There was, I think there was probably some paladins within the. Was being trained by my master, but I didn't know them very personally. And unfortunately, a paladin friend that we brung with us, he got captured by things a while ago.
Yes, we do actually. We don't know where the fuck he's gone.
I
Yeah, you guys remember Steve, right? He was a part of your party from like most of Tier 2. You have like several adventures with him before you got
My
sucked to
buddy
this new
Steve.
world.
you remember.
Yeah, your buddy Steve.
Hey, Alvina's still convinced he died heroically.
You remember Steve?
No.
I suppose you were in the wool room for a while.
How long?
How long were you in
Like,
the wool
He
room?
was with him for like years.
Once you get into the groove, you
So
just gotta
I
stay.
don't have an in-story reason for the point not to remember Steve. I just think it's really funny.
Okay, remind me to have Gwent do a physical on you to see how many times you've been hit in the head. I'm starting to worry about your
Mental.
and
I'm fine.
schedule a few sessions with me later on as well.
No, you're a busy person. That won't be necessary.
Or Alvina will do the therapy. It'll be fine.
But the carts continue on, and it
sounds
takes a
terrible.
good, probably like 20, 30 minutes. You are on the far left. The streets have been closed. And we're going to say half an hour to 40 minutes. It's going to take a little bit longer than normal to for the carts to make all the way to the rebellion headquarters. And you have this time with your respective party members in your cart to discuss whatever you want. Apparently, for one group, it's just food, and apparently for the other, it's for getting Steve.
Now, Albina will ask like a few. So why did to Lou specifically? So why did you just like disappear part way?
Well, I got so excited about the enthusiasm you instilled in myself that I forgot there were certain spells you couldn't use.
Ah, fair.
I
Shit, lost
used
the gold.
Dimension
Damn.
Door, not thinking.
Ah, fair.
Yeah, they did say not to do that.
Yeah.
I just forgot. It's caught up in the moment.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah, apparently it's not the first time. Some of the dark side said stuff.
That caught me off guard.
Made me feel a little better.
The stone golem's now your cart.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, is there just a giant
Oh, we're getting a piggyback.
colossus? Sorry.
I mean,
We
you
know
could-
they have
could
good
used a
golem tech.
Gwentmobile.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, it's like the colossus.
Oh, we do have the Gwentmobile. Forgot about the Gwentmobile.
Look at Zormiers.
Hey, does this?
So, but, so
Do
what-
these seats feel harder than the Gwentmobile seats at point?
So what happened with the?
It feels like these seats were designed by someone who actually has an arse, so...
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what happened? What were you guys discussing? I kept looking over occasionally. You guys seemed really deep in conversation. Apart from Point, you blacked out halfway through by the looks of it. Anything interesting happen?
But while you're thinking about that answer, more importantly, as you occasionally glance out the window, you notice as you're going through the town that more people here are glowing, and they do not look to be the same people who were in the Colosseum.
Oh,
Am I infectious?
As we're going then, I will start leaning out of the window. Did you hear my announcement? There'll be training to deal with that at the arena in about an hour, just as we're going.
I really think we're going to be done in an hour.
I think I'm going to leave in an hour.
One way or the other.
Okay.
Or
That's
no,
optimism.
it's already been 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I will
you
start
got
saying,
20 minutes.
okay, I didn't account for travel time. It'll be in about 2 hours.
Another hour. Add another hour to my announcement.
Yeah, if you go down, can you pass the message along? It'll be about 2 to 3 hours. I'm sorry, I wanted it immediately, but, you know, I'm kind of being taken away by the state right now.
You're being abducted by the state. You're being oppressed.
Just a random person little kid going, yeah, bum bum,
Basil Brush.
bum bum. He took the Conqueror's Paladin.
Oh no.
Mass fearing the other kids.
Let's have a look. Go back to the thing. I need to roll some dice here.
So why are so many people other than me glowing? Am I infectious?
Yes, but I'm related.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nat 20.
How many level 20 paladins are now in the city?
What? No, they only max at 3. That was to see how disastrous any disastrous events you'd come across on your way here. Apparently everyone in the city is so fucking well behaved.
If it's
Thank
natural one, there's a pitched battle in the marketplace.
Even though
I was gonna have that. Now, given the statistics, I'm gonna say there is at least 1 or 2 people who are incidental, but those are quickly suppressed by the variety of seasoned personnel around them. But you do hear, in a little bit louder than you'd expect, a thunderous wave clap emanate from somewhere in the distance.
Well, that sounds fun.
oh, someone's discovered they have smite.
Do you think we should go and check that out?
No, I don't think we have a choice in where we're going here.
Albina
looking-
sticks her head
looking-
out
Drive,
the
I think
window.
we should go check that out.
Albina
looking-
sticks her head out the window and just peers in that direction. Can she see anything?
I am looking straight at one of the feathers and going.
I'm gonna assume no, just because you're on the road and there's houses in the way.
That's what I was like. Is there a straight line I can see? If there's buildings in the way, then I definitely can't. It's like, oh, I wanted to see what that was.
It didn't sound like it was too
You,
good.
I just point at a random person. You, find out what that was for me. I'll be out in a bit.
But for the ink-heart associating, to be fair, it would be a dark feather associating Zormir. The dark feather who you address there looks to you. It will be dealt with.
I'm also sort of gauging what his reaction was to when White said, "Can let's divert." Did he look like he was
Oh,
going
you-
to go and attack one of us, or like he was
Wow.
going to stop one of us from leaving? Was there a motion, any kind of indication of motion of you're going nowhere?
This is a bit harsh. Just immediately attack one of you.
Well, not attack, but I mean subdue us from leaving.
Yes, he's a bit
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
That one.
That one. He's about to stab you now.
He did seem to shift his posture, but you aren't entirely sure if he was just uncomfortable in the couch. Like he kind of like shifted himself and kind of just you saw him scratch his back at the time. But other than that, it doesn't look like he was doing anything nefarious. At least you can't pick up on his
Let's go
intent
with
if he
that.
was.
I wasn't looking for nefarious. I was just looking to see if it was like, you're going nowhere. Stay where the fuck you are.
He didn't react.
1,000
Alright.
yards there.
So,
As far as you're aware, he didn't react. At least not unless scratching himself counts as reacting.
so
He's got them well trained then.
question. I'm directing this to the whoever's the person with us in our car. I'm assuming.
The guards in our car.
I don't suppose that there's any way that we could order for like a bite to eat, because I'm really hungry. Like, when we get there, is there anyone we can send to go get some food?
Yeah, is
Make
that
a
like a
persuasion
kitchen order
check.
or?
Persuasion check.
Yeah. Let's just see if this person just like blank stares you down, or if they actually respond.
I
Oh, it's gonna be
sense a
another one of
disturbance.
those.
I sense a disturbance in the force.
That tastes
Alvina's
pretty good for
tummy.
Alvina.
Alvina's
That's
stomach
what
is
the-
rumbling.
That's the thunderclap, and there's a second thunderclap from the back.
Substantially closer
I
one.
wouldn't have picked up any of my snacks unless someone else picked up some of the various snacks that were just left.
13.
The corner of their lips curls into a kind of snide snarl. I can certainly arrange for something devastatingly, lethally appetizing if you
Jesus
insist.
Oh, thank you very much. Beaming grin, literally glowing.
Well,
They just
we know
stare at you,
Lou just puts his head in his hands.
and for the entirety
He
of the
understands
journey,
what the guard meant.
they just continue to blank stare at you, with like their face not moving. At this point, you're effectively in a one-sided staring contest unless you stare back.
Now, Alvina is assumed, well, that's sorted then, food is getting sent to us. So she'll continue, like, looking out the window, just chatting with Lou. Fuck you, just generally. As far as she's
Suddenly
concerned,
I don't
that
feel,
the matter is
so
settled,
hungry
we're
anymore.
Getting food.
All right, as you're approaching the headquarters, is there anything any of you would like to discuss with each other before you arrive at the headquarters?
I did ask Lou, did anything interesting happen? So, do you want to tell us that we accepted a quest to go and save Darkseid's kid or not?
Yeah, I'll inform Elvina and fuck you that Mr. Darkseid wants us to go and see if his son is okay, and if possible, persuade him to go back to see his parents for dinner. Just to let them know he's alright. Because
Ah, fair
he's
enough.
apparently joined in with this sort of rebellion group.
A rebellion group in the rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks he's a bit of a rebel.
I know the type.
So, you know, he's kind of like in with a bad crowd. Mr. Darkseid.
That's kind of like putting a hat on a hat, isn't it?
Yes.
In with the correct crowd.
So, we said, yeah, we would do that.
Are you feeling all right, Point?
Just more punk than usual.
Oh, and also, Alvina,
Yes.
he doesn't want any of them hurt, especially his son, Damien.
Oh, none of them hurt. I assume
No,
the kid was
because
a given, but
Mr.
none of them.
Darkseid believes that violence on innocent people is a bad thing.
Well, if they attack us
Oh, dear,
first.
I understand how to read. No, I know how to read between those lines. If they try to attack us first, they're fair game. Apart from his kid.
Well, if he attacks
He's
us.
very strict about a no violence policy.
I do feel something ominous is going on in that cart.
Yeah. I think he was that strict.
He wasn't. No, he was. It's a politician. I've heard these things all the time. They go, yes, no violence to anyone innocent, and that's how they put all the stress on the words. And they're just telling you, if they take a swing at you first, you can beat them up.
Are they still discussing this as we all step out the car?
That's probably what you hear when Alvina steps out.
Yeah.
Maybe before that, the point is, Zorma, is there anything you'd like to discuss before you arrive?
No.
Can the car
I'll let Zorma know my general vibes of we need to train these people as quickly as possible.
It does the cart ride count as a short rest, by the way? Is it an hour?
It will effectively be by the time it matters.
Yeah. I just want to have the hit points on the off chance that we decide to immediately go and
Roll initiative.
no, not with these people. I basically want to go.
Step in. Roll initiative.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Fuck You and the Point would very much want a long rest at this point.
No, they just don't pick any fights. It's simple.
I mean, seeing as Fuck You and the Point still don't have many spell slots.
Or
It's been a
any-
long day.
It's been a long day since many weeks ago when we saw the dwarves and got our spell slots removed.
Yeah,
They were
Expended.
gnomes.
No,
they're
yeah.
smaller dwarves.
I'm a dwarf.
And they warned you.
That
Alright,
was
but
about
as
2
you-
months ago now.
As you get out of the cart, you overhear Alvina.
She literally was like, yes, they.
I meant
can-
don't hurt them or kill them.
I didn't say kill him.
I say to Zormir, I told them no violence.
Yes. Which is going to be a bit harder now that they may be empowered.
Why would they be empowered?
Did you not see the rest of the glowing people around this town?
Oh yeah, I just assumed I was catching.
I thought it was there was like a party or something.
You're not a
going
disease.
Well,
Oh, it's
anyway.
the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
on.
You know, the thing we're coming here to discuss, the thing that currently
No, you were just told
showed
to get
up
in
in
the
the middle
cart.
of the arena.
We just
the
got told to
arena.
go in the cart.
Yeah, we just got told go in the cart. We assumed we were getting our prizes here.
Yeah.
No, we're
Mr. Bennett has
discussing
serious
We're
communication
getting
issues.
something here, but it's not your prizes.
what everyone summoned there has ramifications that we now have to discuss.
What do you mean what
Wait.
everyone summoned?
Well, that wasn't just from me, you, and the rest of us. That came from everyone in that arena.
Wait, so
It-
Darkseid didn't arrange that, or?
No.
No.
Now Lou did
Can
say
you
they didn't
explain
arrange
this?
it, but
Oh.
I just assumed that it was someone like showing up, like that they already knew about. Like, how the heck did they get?
No, there was no surprise special guest.
Oh.
And we've definitely ruled out it's any interference from psionic interference as well. Sorry.
Why would
Wry
it be
smile on
psionic
Lou's face.
Wait, why would it be
Sorry,
psionic
Lou.
interference?
Oh,
Mr. Darkseid believed that all the entities we were encountering, all the pillars, were
Or
hallucinations.
just a delusion from Zormir.
But why psionic specifically?
because they're the one group that they haven't told us to kill yet.
And
Just give them time. We haven't met them all yet.
But
Well.
this is at the point where Mr. Darkseid believed that Zormir was just delusional and imagining these things from stress.
I mean, I
And-
could believe that Zormir had imagined something from stress, but I mean, I saw one. And fuck you
Yes,
saw one
we
as
explained
well.
this, and
And you saw
I
one.
said I
But that
also
might have
see
ca-
Morph.
But they were also saying that might have come from me speaking about it to you.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
You weren't there.
That's not surprising in the slightest.
You just said you'd met something that made your iPad better. I
Anyway,
know.
let's keep moving.
We are moving.
We're not
We're on
here.
a time crunch here.
Yeah, we haven't stopped.
As you continue your way through the headquarters,
We'll discuss this more once we get in.
let's see.
Yeah,
a
maybe.
second. I have to see who isn't here.
I wave at the receptionist if they're the same person as last time.
They are.
I
Yes.
just wave it anyway. Nice to be nice.
Yeah, that'll do. Let's have a smaller ensemble for now. Oh god, gotta get rid of these. Does that work? Yeah. You continue on. You follow the golden path. You all still have your pins, presumably, to enter the rebellion
Yes.
council headquarters, council
Yep.
office. I guess council office, council chamber. There's the word.
There's the word.
Fuck you, is this still
Yes, the
like
word.
stuck in his ear?
Yep. I think this is in her hair, I believe. Yeah, we do have them.
How are you feeling after your encounters in the arena? Does anyone want a quick bit of healing?
I mean, I was already
Oh,
tired. I'm just really more tired now.
Yeah, I had a good relax and stretch when I was in the cart. Though the guy in there did say that we could get some food sent, so I'm wondering that person's gone.
Also create a little.
Did you see that I one-shot Barbarian?
No.
Yeah.
That was
Yes,
awesome.
Yes, we
we
saw
did.
that.
Where'd
Yeah.
you
On
do
the
it?
screen.
It was when I was still in the cages when you guys buggered off.
Yeah.
We were watching everything from a nice booth, so yes, we saw everything.
Yeah, he came in, called me ugly, tried to attack me, then died.
Damn.
Was there sound on the screen, or could we just see what was happening?
There wouldn't have been like proper, like there wouldn't be sound like you're thinking of it. You wouldn't be able to hear what they were saying.
Yeah.
Maybe like Olympics, I
Fair
imagine.
enough.
Like, you
We
can't
would
hear
hear-
people individually talking, but you can probably read their lips if they're close enough.
We'd probably
Yeah,
hear
like
the,
there'd be like occasional like close-up shots or something.
we'd hear the
Yeah,
sounds
but
of
we
their
wouldn't have heard
attacks.
fuck you
clap. But no.
conversing
description.
with him.
That reminds me. Someone,
Not unless they were shouting.
that reminds me. Someone. I need to find someone who can tell me what that poison that makes you a little bit ethereal was.
Huh?
Oh, you know that ninja that stabbed me repeatedly and then I squashed him?
Yes, I saw that.
He stabbed me with some kind of poison and I felt a little bit ethereal before I just went no.
Oh. That's strange.
Yeah, so I'm curious what that was.
I don't know who you're best speaking to about that.
As you're having this conversation, you enter through the semi-ethereal wall into the large open chamber with the wings of the personal library kind of on left and right, and the little chambers on the first floor with the massive holographic map of not only the shattered alt sphere, but it seems to be narrowed in right now on particularly Salvos in front of you. You notice there's only two other individuals in this room. The half-orc with the long black hair you've previously met, Selena, and the, I believe, Simic hybrid professor, Dr. Vergas. You do not currently see Darkseid or the other three council members you know as UB, Administrator, and Gramps. And before we get into this diplomatic scene, we're going to take our first break there so I can get some water before I have to do a bunch of talking.
Hmm.
That is
Yeah.
fair. I am going to the bathroom. Be right back.
I mean, I was expecting Darkseid to be there when we got there.
Oh, he was still giving orders, so
Actually, he's gone
That's
off to
probably-
do-
Oh, no, I'm-
matters
Yeah,
at the moment.
I imagine that he just like he was still doing that until like a minute before we got there, and then he just like teleported or something.
he might still be here fairly quick, but like you said, teleport. But
He
might.
could be listening on some other way.
The screen comes up, and it's dark side. Okay, what? Is everybody ready for this long discussion and political discussion? Or has everyone sort of disappeared now? And it's only Bob here entertaining you, along with maybe.
I'm just thinking what to say. So we know it wasn't fully my fault, right?
No, it wasn't fully your fault.
Good.
But going to everyone may be slightly your fault. Along with mine, unfortunately. I feel I did impart a bit of my what I had for my pillar that I've spoke to. It's me boy talking.
Okay.
Do any of you guys like steak?
Yes, love it.
Any of you guys like steak?
Oh.
In character, out of character.
Bloody hell! Neil repeated it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so
Out of character.
in character or out of character?
Heard.
Out of character. It's just because found in Aldi, they've got something called the Big Daddy steak. It's 16
Yeah,
inch
that's good.
rump.
I got it in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
The big chunky steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
It's
I
it's
enjoyed
like
it. It was quite nice.
it's like about a good inch and a half thick steak.
Yeah.
It's really good.
16-inch rump steak, you said?
16-ounce rump steak,
Nice.
I don't know if
and it costs
it's
about
slightly.
£6.
That's a bargain for that much. As is rump, I suppose. It just tend to be a bit cheaper.
Sure, it was slightly
Still,
cheaper in Sainsbury's, but I could be wrong.
it might be the
about a month or
individual
so.
one. A lot of meat, they quite often like
Mhm.
set it by the quality individual.
Oh yeah, it's just the one steak in the packet.
My uncle got a steak pie from someone ages ago, and it was really good. It was like all the really chunky, chewy bits of fat that was you normally get in steak pies was not there at all. It
Cool.
was just a really good
Ooh,
steak
nice
pie.
and lean.
Yeah.
I actually almost bought steak the other day when I went to the shop. I saw a really good sirloin steak that I went almost, but not quite.
Yeah.
It was very close. I ended up getting some great belly pork instead,
We're gonna
which
set
was
it.
a eighth of the price and was very tasty.
Let's hope that we have no vegans watching us and are just getting wound up by our talk of
If you're a
food.
vegan and you're watching this, that's on you.
We're so sorry.
We're omnivores. We like our
I
food.
hope you're not
We're
too
not.
upset
Everything but a
about the way they
carnivore.
make vegan sausages.
We respect your choice, so respect ours.
To be fair, sometimes vegan sausages can be really tasty. I've had some good ones before.
All
yeah,
right,
but,
I am
Channel
back.
4 did a documentary on how vegan sausages were made.
All right, we'll not discuss that one on here because
We don't discuss how sausages get made.
I mean, you got to kill the
Sausages.
vegans first, so.
oh no! Oh no! These are just jokes. Don't worry. We aren't killing vegans. And even when they are very annoying at
Oh, you're
times.
gonna say even when they're very tasty. I genuinely thought you were
Oh no! Oh god, this is getting worse. All right, let's get back to some D&D GMs then. Oh god.
Here's my proposal: we eat all the paladins.
I'm
Wait,
down.
would that actually count as cannibalism?
Yes.
Yes.
No, if
But
not
are
the-
you sure?
Not if they're not the same race as you.
No,
Yeah,
here's the thing.
if all the humans eat all the elves and all the elves eat all the humans.
No,
I
here's
mean,
the thing.
It's because
Does
they're
it count as
sentient.
cannibalism? Does it count as cannibalism? Yes. Is Alvina still all for it? Also, yes.
Yes.
So, alternatively, does it count as cannibalism? No. Is it still a crime? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't asking whether it was a crime or not. That was a given.
Oh, God. All right.
Sponsored by.
Yes.
Right, somebody said something about
Sponsored
diplomacy.
by the straitjackets that we all are currently should be wearing.
Selena gives you a little kind of like flick wave with her hand, acknowledging your presence. Dr. Vergas stares you all down and does his little like as he looks away.
I give a little wave to Selena as well.
Big smile across your face.
Yeah, I like Selena. I need to go and meet with her again later, but you guys are still pushing that like particular meeting further and further back with all the shit that we keep
Fine.
doing. Yeah, this was on point.
Watch it. Yes, currently it is just you, Selena, and Dr. Vergas in the room with the giant holographic map zoomed in on Salvos.
Are there any little like Clark people walking about since we're not started yet?
Not in the chamber itself.
When we were immediately outside, were there any? Because I'd have just poked someone. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you get me some food?
Yeah, you would have passed plenty. So like just as they start like thinning out and you realize that there's not as many here, you just grab one and
Yeah,
do as such.
yeah, pretty much. Just anything's good. So I'm really hungry after that obstacle course.
Oh shit. Please
Yes.
do.
I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a tip.
Yes, you continue on, and you find yourself in the chamber. What would you like to do? It seems that Selena and Dr. Vergas are just waiting. They aren't conversing with themselves. It appears that there isn't like any pre-ramble conversation, at least not between these two.
I've already brought up to Selena that I need to come at some point and talk about the Dream Dust, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't, so I won't do that then, basically.
Who
This
else
is
are
not
we
the
wait-
time to do that.
So do you guys know what happened?
And who else are we waiting for to show up other than Mr. Darkseid?
Dr. Vergas just kind of glances over you, stares you all down, and looks away again. Selena kind of just taking
Can I
it like a
stare
little
him
bit
out
of
back?
Oh, you can, but he's immediately still just gonna look away. But you do so anyway. You stare until he feels a shiver down his spine. How's Selena's voice again? What have I got written here in the notes? Oh,
She had like Elven Rangery kind of like sassy voice, if memory serves.
yeah, she's supposed to effectively fulfill the I don't even know what I'd call that archetype, but yes, we did hear that. Congratulations! I hear you've made even more of a stir. Exciting times you keep throwing us into.
Yeah, I didn't expect that when I signed up for the obstacle course. I'm gonna be honest.
Shame you couldn't have given them all druid powers. Would have really solved our agricultural problems.
Hey,
Oh,
who
that
got
was
powers?
Really cool.
Everybody.
Why didn't you tell me
Why
that?
not?
I told you when we were arguing
You
outside.
were there.
You went.
Yeah. They really don't pay attention to me, do they?
No, we don't.
Yeah, you really don't pay attention to Dr. Zormi, do you? Sorry, we say something, Doctor?
Yeah.
Burgess starts
Okay.
uttering under his breath. See, the fools don't even know what they're doing. Complete chaos.
Yeah.
There's no
Welcome to my world. Would you like
you
to
have known
take-
what you were
change-
doing if you were in that situation?
Would you like to change positions, good doctor?
I think you already offered them that.
Staring him down.
Frump frump.
Hey,
Well,
look,
intimidation.
What an answer.
from what I've been told on this one wasn't actually my fault, for once. So,
No.
Don't give him any mind. He's just annoyed that whatever your entity is somehow bypassed the Bastion's defense fields.
I think it
Oh.
was because it
I
was
was
summoned.
wondering that. Yeah, how did it get in here?
I think it was summoned by a collective feeling of achievement, or whatever we were all feeling at that point.
Was already
Victory.
Maybe get somebody to update your security system?
Security
I've got-
system is just fine, and Selena, I'd appreciate if you didn't tell these
It's clearly
rubble
not
rousers confidential secrets.
Also,
Wasn't
clearly
the
not fine
fun-
if people
Well,
are
you
just
have
wandering in.
security
Is it?
I'm just trying to help.
I don't think it's a flaw in the system when something that powerful appears.
I mean, we don't
I think that
really
one's
know
just
how
an
powerful
effect
this
of
is.
having enough noids in one place. Enough happy noids in one place, I guess.
Oh, so that might happen. That's a fair point. That might happen with other emotions if that's the case. Then,
Oh boy.
just as a heads up.
To
It's
answer
not
your
the
other
phrase that comes to my
question,
mind about you saying that.
Ubi Gramps and admin, I suppose you'd know him as administrator, have their hands full with some logistical problems right now since they're both deploying all of their reserves. Dark side's in the vault.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
The vault that's down to the southeast or a different vault?
Oh, no.
The vault where all the Arcanite is.
No, let's just call it the data banks. That's probably a more appropriate term for it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That makes sense. He's looking for something.
He should be out in a momentarily.
Okay.
Have we got any sign yet of how far this has gone?
Maybe it'd be appropriate if we waited in silence.
No.
I think you've done enough thinking for the city.
I don't think you're going to ever accomplish that with this rabble here.
Yeah, silence is boring.
Also, we can try and be quiet or we can try and be helpful, but I'm not going to sit here in silence.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Fuck you. I'm trying to make a point there.
You've just set him off now.
You tell the goblin to do something, he will do the opposite just to spite you.
We can repeat ourselves later if we need to,
silence.
but do we know how far it's gone?
No, that's why we're waiting for Darkseid to retrieve from the data
Okay.
bank.
That's all you had to say.
Fair enough.
Well, I can safely say it went as far as this city.
Yes.
I think we gauged that.
As you're waiting, for those of you, I don't think any of you have high enough passive with Gwent not here. Gramps appears, just materializes already halfway through the chamber before anyone notices him. And you only notice him because, like, just immediately behind one of you, I'll let you guys
Fuck
decide who's
you.
furthest past.
It's
Fuck
fuck
you.
you.
Okay. Immediately, like, right behind to, like, the right of Fukyu, Gramps just, like, curses. Ah! Bloody hell. I've had to put down 12 little outbursts in the last 10 minutes. Damn citizen really doesn't know how to keep their... Why you get out of my way? What are you doing?
I'm singing.
Why are you just standing there singing?
Right,
He told me not to.
Exactly.
do we know how long we're going to be waiting here?
Wait. This is important. Fergus told you not to?
Yes.
Gramps just takes out a little sheet with black stars on it, just takes one off, places it, like, on Fukyu's forehead. Keep it up, kiddo. You can go in places.
I somehow knew he'd egg him on.
Where's the old geezer?
Uh-uh.
Bank.
He went to the bank for some reason.
Oh, he's getting his little chip from his little birdies everywhere, is he? Oh, I think is that appropriate if they're feather? What sound do feathers make?
Fluttering.
You don't.
Glittering
He gets his little.
sound.
Others don't really make any sound. That's probably why some.
whisperings on the wind. That seems
works.
to.
His ink from his little quills.
I feel like that's halfway there.
Oh, they're phoenix feathers, so they burn. So would it be a crackle?
And anyway, kind of in a rush to stop things getting out of hand here.
I think we'll.
Relax. What, you think this
think-
is the first time we've had a major global incident?
No.
No,
This
the thing is,
week,
like
maybe.
number 2 or 3.
Maybe. I've had a couple pandemic, couple contagions, couple possessions. That was a fun one.
What kind of possession?
Oh,
Occasionally you get an insane Spectre Core offshoot. I don't know what the hell they are. They're not quite fully sentient. They're mostly just bundles of ghostly emotions. Eventually one gets in, some gruesome murder, people, confined spaces. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And it just runs rampant. Just, whew,
I've
really
just
hard to
thought-
catch the damn things. Could be in anyone.
I've just thought of something that may cause a problem if they've been empowered as well. The ones who swore vengeance on us because we broke up their stupid little cult.
Oh,
Oh,
please.
be
Those aren't
fine.
peasants.
It will be fine.
They already had levels.
A lot of them did.
Yeah, a lot of them are like high tier 2 bards and stuff.
Yeah, we fought a few of
And
them. They were
rangers.
like druids, rangers, and bards and things. We'll be fine. They'll have done the same. They'll have gotten the same kind of shit that we got.
Yeah, just assume anyone that you had to fight in combat innately has levels. They might not be levels as you know them, but they have power, which is what this thing cares about.
Yeah, it was power for the powerless, essentially. I believe is what you basically sort
Yeah.
of ask for.
So it might
Yeah,
just
I
be
effectively give
for
anyone
good.
who has like 4 hit points got power.
Okay.
So they might have.
So they would have
picked
just
a
got
boon.
the same level up as you if they just got like a little bit.
Wait, I've just realised something great, guys.
But,
Alvina can actually non-lethal peasants in this area now.
Yeah, that's
She was
that last time.
physically too strong to non-lethal them previously.
Yep.
Nice.
Anywho,
Well, that's
Is
going
there,
to
like,
be
any-
interesting.
Any sort of help coming, or are we just going to discuss this and do nothing?
Hey, Yumi.
Oh, you laddies certainly. What the hell was Yubi again? Was it there was something?
Kobold. They were a kobold, barbarian-y, paladin-y thing.
They're like a gold coat. Yeah, they are a gold
Still
coat.
gold
because
kobold.
The whole
Yeah.
point of the
Barb
golden
was
hardening
the
card.
I
barbarian.
distinctly remember her. Yeah, she was stuck in the mind because I liked her.
She's supposed to have like a dwarven motherly voice though, still. So
Yeah, that worked. What your voice you had was great.
oh, you what was she? Oh, you whippersnappers really gave a boost to our troop numbers, didn't ya?
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
You could also thank the crowd who were watching. It wasn't just us.
Oh, I need to. Whoa, recruitment season's gonna be an overdrive this
I
season.
I agree, but I think. How do you train your feathers, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, I don't train feathers. That's
They're
Darkseid's
gold hearts.
organization.
They're the gold hearts.
It's like, how do you? I was thinking gold feathers. How do you train your patients?
Troops.
Oh, the Golden Hearts. Oh, we train them the same way we train any, I suppose, militia soldier body. Oh, rigor, discipline, a little bit of hazing, throwing him into the deep end.
Mhm.
Lots of
I
workouts.
don't think we can do that for the entire city.
Why not?
Why not?
That's what basic training's for.
You just handed me an entire populace of individuals with potential.
Hey, don't worry, Point. They'll be fine. I had to go through this as a toddler.
And look how you turned out.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We get a whole city of her.
No, just
We'll have these primordials eating out of our hands before you know it.
How many
Yeah.
other rebellion bases are there? Just out of interest.
Oh, what do you mean by rebellion bases? We talking outposts? We talking like headquarters?
If something were to happen to this one, how fucked are we?
Oh, as far as we're aware, we're the only one.
Okay, so let's not do that.
I mean, I'm sure there are small pockets of resistance throughout, but
anyway.
as far as we know, we're the largest organized body that's rebelling, so we're the rebellion.
So what we need to do though is teach everyone how to not use their powers to hurt each other or draw attention to Bastion or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what basic training does. Point. Don't worry.
Oh! Oh no, you're shit out of luck for that second one.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's why we're having this little emergency meeting to figure out what to do with that.
Mm.
Oh, especially because of the thing Fergus picked up, right?
I mean, just
We weren't
glowing
really
eyes
told the
look
details
over.
Slow
of this meeting,
Still Rick to see grin.
so you must forgive us.
What did you get?
Darkseid will reveal what information he believes to be permanent when he arrives.
Burton.
Listen, I am an expert in when being dramatic is good. Right now,
You're also
we
an
don't
expert in
need
when
to be
dramatic is-
dramatic.
You're
We need
also
to be
an expert-
pragmatic.
To be fair, you're also an expert in when dramatic is bad, boy. I'm gonna be honest.
And as you say so, trumpets begin emanating throughout the room. There's suddenly a flutter of wind. As a burst of smoke erupts at the far end of the chamber opposite the door. Or on the other side of the chamber from the door. And emerging from it with a sweep of his hand. Somebody said dramatic.
Yeah. Alvina.
Magic word.
In any other situation, I would find that really impressive and really respect you for it. Right now, less so.
Alvina's clapping. I liked it. Thumbs up.
I
As
tend
he,
to agree.
as he looks across the room, you can see that he looks much more relaxed than when you left him.
Yay, he's found something good. Or he's had a decent try. He's had
Mm,
coffee.
His skin just has a little slight glow to it.
He's
He's
been
not
drinking,
real.
hasn't he?
No, he's not real.
No, he's entirely sober. If anything, he looks almost just a tiny bit younger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, everyone's
Yeah.
gathered. Fantastic. Unfortunately, Administrator is not going to be with us this afternoon as they are handling the entire mess that we've just found ourselves in. But opportunity favors the bold, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we gather around the table?
Yep.
If everybody's ready, then
Alvina's already
right.
sat
Yeah,
down.
Where am I?
We've got the party section.
Okay.
No, you guys are just the party.
Alvina's
Assume that
sitting
you're
on-
gathered around this beautiful map here, because this is what's at the center of the room, and I'm not sure, I still haven't ever made a room map for this room.
Alvina's sitting on this side of the party. 100%.
Oh, you know what? Fergus deliberately sits away from you guys.
Yep. Alvina's sitting closer to the two people she likes the most. She
As,
likes
soo-
crabs.
as soon as Fuck You notices that he's moving away from us, he will purposely try to sit next to him.
I was
Just
go-
walks around the table and
I
sits
was
down directly
expecting
next
that.
There's a very small pantomime show where Dr. Burgess gets chased around the table as he's constantly shifting seats, and Fuki's just following him.
Yep.
Vergus, you sit there. Fuck you, sit there. Let's get on with this.
But he's my new friend now.
So I do point to two seats which are directly opposite each other. So you can face each other down.
I
I'm
want to sit
sitting
next to my
directly.
brand new friend.
Yeah, but let them do it. We can start.
I'm sitting directly across from Darkseid.
Alvina's just sitting towards where Selena and Yubi are.
I've
We
just
just
sat down
sat down
whichever
in the
chair
nearest
was
seat.
nearest when we started.
All right, so I think we all know why we're here. I don't believe I need to give a recap unless anybody is not aware of our current predicament.
Fuck You raises his hand.
Yes, would you like a recap?
I mean, I just want my money.
Yes. I'll have the administrator get that to you as soon as his hands are not occupied with the current running of the emergency response we've had to put in place.
Okay, cool.
But for those who may have been living under a rock for the last hour,
Fuck You
it would
raises-
seem that we found ourselves in a peculiar, what I'm going to classify as supernatural event, in which seemingly a large explosion of power has just been dispersed and emanated to every citizen as far as the eye can see. And we'll get into that in a little second, now that we are getting reports in via the sending stones from our feathers. But first things first, If you direct yourself to the holographic display in the center, I'm just going to have to zoom out here and switch it to power mode.
Okay.
Great. This map represents, as far as our sensors can detect, and it is a very broad sensor. The technology only looks for very large explosions of power. Everything highlighted in yellow right now was a sudden burst of energy detectable by anybody of sufficient power level.
Ah,
Anybody see a problem with this?
yes.
Just one of you all have a moment there to let that sink in. Now, luckily, the magnitude of this explosion of power that would have been detectable by anybody in the sufficient power level themselves, given that it was a giant signal to the universe,
Mhm.
is quite broad and seems to encompass the entire northern section of Salvos.
Well, that's something.
Yes, and luckily for us, people were barely aware of where our headquarters were somewhere located within the mountainside, or at least there was one of possible rumors. Now, luckily, through our disinformation acts, our enemies have never been able to narrow down where in the mountain Bastion is, and quite luckily for us, it isn't in any one particular location, and even to that extent, they're not 100% sure that Bastion is located in the mountain, only that we have some form of settlement here. They're not aware of how big the settlement is, how dangerous the settlement could be, or how many noids populate the settlement.
Mhm.
Now, this explosion seems to have swept across the immediate vicinity. We're not entirely sure how far it's reached, but what we can say with certainty is that it has encompassed everything within the breaker line. And for those who don't remember, because I realize I don't actually have it on
Yep, I was about to ask that.
the thing here, let me just switch that back to token layer.
Go. Go.
Oh no.
Yep. Like,
Oh yes.
this is
As
why
we all know,
be selfie.
the breaker line is what is generally considered the very fuzzy boundary in which the rainbow wall repels anybody of sufficient power level. Particularly as a consequence of the Rainbow Wars that resulted in the Scraplands in the first place. As a consequence, the Primordials, the Senate, and the gods themselves are unable to personally visit us within the Breaker line. That's why we've established our rebellion here. However, this does not prevent anybody of what we deem demi-arch power level, or arch level, from being able to enter the breaker line, which is why we still have very powerful, what is effectively tier 5 creatures able to come in here. And the great fleets of the 3 factions patrol the breaker line, having small skirmishes with each other. Now, luckily, no single fleet has been able to dominate within the breaker line simply because of the other 2 factions constantly keeping them in balance. Now, as you can imagine, this prevents us a little bit of a problem. Previously, we've been able to get away with our hidden status out of sheer negligence on the part of our enemies of not being aware of how dangerous we may be. And if I'm being honest, we're not even that dangerous compared to the power level we are contrasting against.
For now.
For now. But for now is currently now, as far as our enemies are concerned. After all, they've just detected a massive power burst emanating from the north of Salvos.
So they're gonna want to know what the hell that was.
We can assume that there will be increased scrutiny from all of the outposts existing within Salvos. That includes Iron Core, Banshee's Grove, and presumably Reflection, who will be taking a more active interest in what's going on in our fair mountainside. Now we also have the other problem of, because, from as far as we can tell, everyone within the breaker line, or at least every Noid within the breaker line, has received a package. No, that's actually a gift of thank you, a gift of this newly found power. That we are seeing a how do I refer to it as a potential genocide event.
You might cut out the wrong moment there.
Ah, that's such
Potential
unfortunate.
something event.
A potential
heard
genocide
genocide.
event.
I heard
Ah,
genocide. I
genocide.
Oh,
heard
God.
a blank
That-oh.
genocide event.
After all, the only reason that Noid slaves are a thing is because they are not worth the effort of consuming. They are too neglectable a morsel of power, and their physical presence can still be utilized more than the measly ounce of power that would be received from the monsters devouring them. It is generally how the power level of Noids have been kept in check over the thousands of years. Anybody who raises high enough is, well, quite frankly, a very attractive meal.
Mhm.
And as far as we can discern, everything within the breaker line has just become a buffet.
Mhm.
So we have two options. One, we can ramp up our disinformation campaign and attempt to dissuade with larger or similar explosions, or maybe even just slightly smaller explosions elsewhere within the breaker line, to convince them that this was a series of events and disperse their attention elsewhere, or at least to multiple locations. But this would require us to neglect the Noids that are now find themselves in a precarious situation throughout all of the breaker line.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Or this brings us to option 2. We have to somehow attract all of the attention in such a magnificent way that they are too distracted marshalling a response that they are unable to feed or wage a campaign against the defenseless Noids.
So have a decoy.
Well, I think I know which one we're going to be most helpful for.
Yep.
Yes,
We
well, we'll get to that decision at the end of the meeting. You're going to see Bryce starting to like sag a little bit already from the weight of everything.
Who's trying to sag?
Dark side.
That's it. Okay. Mhm.
But first, before we get into that, we have already started getting reports from throughout our agents in Salvos. It seems, to make matters worse, the Radiant Empire is fully capitalizing upon this situation.
One moment.
As we've previously discussed, they were already in preparation to launch a campaign against Iron Core. They have taken this, as from what our agents report, as a sign from their gods that the time is nigh,
That
and have immediately started marshalling the troops.
At least
Who just sees it as the time is nigh? Again, as I was away.
The Celestials of Banshee's Grove.
Okay. Mhm.
well, that at least ties up two factions.
That'll
Yes.
be for now.
We
In
have
response to this, Iron Core has already received word and are ready to deploy their first experimental battalion of Iron Giants. Just stares directly at
Yeah,
Zormir.
slow turn to Zormir.
It all just turns to zombie. Well, things are gonna get interesting.
Bucky's
Zormir.
gonna get busy.
Hey, Zombie,
Yes,
you know that item that you really wanted to make?
the one to control the worms.
How quickly do you think you could make it?
Well, that depends on if Mr. Fergus is willing to cooperate and with his resources that he has to help me discover this potential control method.
I think that'd be probably a good idea to put that as a high one, considering there's a giant army of worms in that area as well.
Yes.
Vegas stares at you. I'm a
Well.
genius. I can do anything.
Great.
Except be polite, it seems. Anyway.
Please. Civility is for idiots. Not for those
We'll
with
get
the
started
skills.
on it then. This is important.
It's not
We're
for-
currently in a meeting, you imbecile. It's not that important.
There's lots of big worms in Banshee's Grove already.
Right,
Then-
and you think that they can already fight off an entire battalion. You have no idea of the measures of power you're dealing with here, are you, boy?
No, he doesn't.
No,
I
but
think
I've
one
seen
way.
these worms. I've talked to some of these worms.
You took to one of them.
You
Anyway.
talk to the leader.
Yeah.
I will address your concerns after the meeting, Dr. Zormia. Should Darkseid permit it, of course. Yes,
Look,
we'll
Sid-
get to prioritization in a second. Calm down, everyone.
Calm down, calm down.
A rebellion wasn't won in a day. Hasn't
I
been won in
know.
1,000 years. Hasn't been technically won in 6,000 years. I think we'll survive with one extra day. All preparations will still take time. While the two factions are marshalling, they're not going to be ready to go within the hour. They will still take weeks of supplies and getting everything set up.
How do we use this to marshal the other factions against either the Radiant Empire, making them think that this is all their fault, and distracting away from the Noids?
Was there any way to check what kind of energy it was released?
Maybe with more sophisticated sensors, but
Which the other factions probably have, right?
possibly. But we don't know what it reads at since we ourselves can't read it.
Well, that's something at least. If it is possible to find out what it is, then they might have some suspicion if someone else uses that kind of energy a lot. They might think they did it.
But we're not done with our reports. We've already started to get hearing word of commotions in various other areas, particularly one down in the pits. It would seem... Ooh, let me grab this and put it down here.
Yep. Venus is Twitch. She knows something
pits.
about the pits. She wanted to go. She wants to go there. So.
The pits where we last saw Junior.
No, that's a different place. The pits
Pits
is all the way
is
down south. It is the Blood Rings of Salvos.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the like really shady pit fighting area. That
Okay.
we had some information that something we wanted was down there, but I don't remember what it was offhand, so I'd have to check my notes.
They have money. It's fighting pits. You get money if you compete. Big Chomper runs them.
Yeah. The other thing we were after was down here in the this area to move things over with our liaison. The T.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There was something in the pit specifically that Alvina wanted. I can't remember what it was.
But the pits have apparently announced a grand tournament for the Noids. The first ever Noid exclusive tournament.
What kind of
That
tournament
doesn't
is
sound
this?
like a trap in the slightest.
And who runs the pits again?
It's a neutral faction, effectively a warlord with several powerful entities under their command.
Chomper or something, right?
Let
So it'll
me,
be a fair tournament then.
let's see. Overview, Salvos. Do I have an overview?
The pit, death matches, slaves, led by big choppers.
Choppers, that's what it was.
And I knew I had something. Oh yeah, there's kebabs there apparently.
It's
That
food.
was it. That was it.
Yeah, of course you would make a note of that. They
And
have
that
great
it might have been,
kebabs.
it might have been special kebabs would be my thought.
Yes. Well, no doubt they will have a influx of escaped slaves rushing for that particular area. After all, the grand prize for this is apparently a full set of Domineer armor.
Which is
Let's not spread the details right now.
Does it have any specific magic power, or is it just good armor?
No, they are legendary equipment.
We'll worry about the details of that if it
What matters is that it is a very attractive offer to any Noid who has just found themselves a small amount of power and may actually be able to compete now in this tournament. People are going to let this power go to their heads. Let me make sure this is clear under... this tournament will be a slaughter.
Yep.
This is... Chopper's runs, as you can imagine, is a blood fighting ring. Tournament to the death. And he is no doubt going to get one of the biggest turnouts in, well, Salvos' history. But
Also, probably around the area, there's going to be a lot of people wanting new slaves with some power. Or lunch.
probably we're relying on the fact that the other factions might be too distracted to do anything about it, and the fact that Chopper does have his own powerful mercenaries that have been able to keep small battalions away.
What about a dragon friend? Is there any stirring from that?
Oh,
Our dragon friend...
him, this game.
Yes, the Black Dragon.
Yes. I don't believe he would be too much of a problem. He mostly just devours anyone that comes into his territory, so assuming that no noise gets it into their mind to go dragon hunting, we should be fine. He's generally, he's generally fine when he's left alone.
So probably he's going to get a few idiots being his meals. essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately I can't help every single Noid around. Our main concerns are... Well, our main concerns will be in 3 locations. I don't believe the Noids under the Empire's regime are in any immediate danger. Unfortunately, the Empire deploys quite sufficient and powerful pragmatic dogma and indoctrination. Noids there, while I wouldn't consider what they have to be freedom, do generally have a less dangerous existence than Noids elsewhere. Theirs is more of a, well, structured fanaticism.
Mm.
Still technically slaves, but at least they are protected should they follow the rules. Of course, any who doesn't follow the very exact and occasionally shifting whims of the mad gods do find themselves very quickly whisked away to be someone's dinner. But there is at least some hierarchy and order. No, I believe it's the Iron Core slaves that we have to be concerned with the most. Reflection, as far as we can tell, doesn't actually contain any Noid slaves. Or at least they do not maintain any large populace of them like the other 2 factions does. The Aboleth sleepers there seem content to slumber within their domain, sending Nothics to do their bidding. The 3 locations are predominantly Iron Core, which has a very vast population of Noid slaves, which all found themselves with a little bit more power, and if I remember correctly, a recent Noid uprising in which a very small selection gained power from a certain sorcerer warlock and raced themselves to freedom.
Alvina turns eyes blue.
Making which has no doubt probably perpetuated the rest of the Noid population there, and given certain ideals that it's at least possible if only they were to gain a little bit of power.
Yeah.
I think it
The
goes
ones
without
that
saying.
were set free will do as I ask them.
So what I'm saying here is that the idea is already embedded in the population of Iron Core that if they gain power, there is an actual chance of success. After all, it has been done only weeks ago.
So they're
They are
brimming
ripe
for it.
for uprising.
Yeah, they're brimming for it.
Which means they are more likely to get in a confrontation with the Giants to their own demise.
This might be a point where we might want to discuss something of importance then.
Let's get to that in a moment. To finish my update, we also have to be concerned with the Monstro Guild.
Yes.
I had a suspicion about it.
As much as they have been a convenient neutral party that we have been able to utilize occasionally, we don't actually know what their response will be to the sudden rise in their stock's power. After all, the Monstro Guild are a largest broker when it comes to the slave trade.
Not just that. They have something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's-
stamp on Zomir's foot hard enough that it bends the armor.
He moves his foot.
Stamped on it.
The Monstro Guild are an unknown factor here. Ironcore is definitely a worry, given that there will no doubt be an immediate uprising as soon as word is able to spread amongst the slaves there that all of them have gained power. And Chopper's tournament is to go ahead in the coming months, so we have a time delay there, but they will be slowly gathering as many noids as possible. Something we will want to utilize. But the unknown quantity is the Monstro Guild and Mind's Expanse. We are unsure what action that they will take, and if it's something we must respond to as quickly as Ironcore, or something that we can let slumber like Chopper's Pits. There are, of course, other small Noid factions about, and other small slave populations to neutral factions that we must also be concerned with. But those are the 4 most prominent updates we've received from the field within the last hour. But yes, Dr. Zormir, you wanted to say something.
There's something we need to retrieve from the Monstro Guild that might help with Ironcore a little bit. If it helps with a problem that we're having, we may want to use it. If it gives us some leverage with what we've already achieved, we might as well use it.
Zormir,
Or
you
less
understand that unless you're about to tell an entire population that they have to remain slaves, the only 2 options I see here are either you somehow convince the giants to relinquish their vast structural built requirement on Noid labor, or you kill all the giants. Would retrieving this item allow for either or 2 of those cases to be even fractionally, or at least significantly fractionally more likely?
Yeah.
Looks at the party.
I'm literally like, I'm just gonna giving you a look of, I'm gonna kill you for this later. Yeah, we found out that some bastard from the Monstro Guild nicked a chunk of Amix's crown from the giants at Ironcore.
I see. The artifact to which the giant's original purpose here is defined.
Yep,
But this is one piece?
One Piece.
Unless you are going to claim that you know where all the pieces are in such a manner that it might actually complete the giant's quest here and have them returning home in victory, thus no longer needing their slaves to keep digging for the pieces, I don't think that will be enough. After all, if they lose their slaves, it will bring their search to a grinding halt.
How
I
many
don't think
pieces?
they're going to allow for.
How many pieces?
We know where one is. We
How many?
We
Anyway.
We don't know the number of pieces there are.
did actually, I think.
Do we?
I think the Iron Giant. I think the Giants in their communique say there's 5.
Yeah, I think we got told because I think there was like there was a few of them. They had a couple, I think.
Oh yeah, it's because I made you extrapolate out from like how big the pieces are and like how many like you'd need to like create the crown effectively. So the party at least knows that there is supposed to be 5 pieces.
Yeah, we brought that up because there was 4 minor pieces and then 1 bigger piece, I believe. We don't know where the bigger piece is, but I think we know where we gave them one of the little pieces.
Yeah.
And we know that they nicked another one of the little pieces.
Yeah, so you personally handed over the one that you'd found, which was actually the first one they found, but got lost when the ship crashed and ended up in across Moon's tower. And promised to retrieve the second one that they had found, but got nicked and they lost because of the genie.
Yeah.
But the Giants have only ever found two.
Mhm.
One of which they now have back, which they originally lost, and the other one that's got lost and they now need to get back. But have not found the other three. Presumably they are still buried somewhere within the vast continent that is Alvas.
I'd say there's not terrible odds, and I can have a. This is not in character. I have a suspicion on where two pieces would be. One of them is the one that we are hunting down, which I'm fairly sure is here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sneaking suspicion, because this is exactly what I'd do, is there'd be one about here.
Sitting
And
with the
actually,
dragon.
there's good odds for that. The other two, don't know.
Hmm.
Don't know the last two would be, but we've got a rough idea of where one is for the Monstro Guild. I have a suspicion that one's with the dragon, because that'd be an amazing place to not have it be found.
Mhm.
That would be helpful.
The other two could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So, we don't think we know where all of the crown is, but we at least know one of the pieces are to. It wouldn't get all the slaves back.
No, it wouldn't convince them to leave.
I wonder if we had a piece. Do you think that one piece would help if we had any kind of magic that could detect the others from it?
It's worth a shot. I mean, there's definitely spells that can find other items. You just need to amplify it somehow. And
That'd be an
Wait.
idea, at least.
the yellow does amplify things here.
Yellow harmonizes things here.
Harmonizes, which might lead to amplification through
That's
other pockets.
amplifier, isn't it?
Anyway, so
Do you happen to have?
Zarmir's
any-
went into freaking Arcanite mode.
yeah,
Zo-
He'll
Zo-
be-
just wanted
he'll
to
there.
everyone pick up. So what I'm getting is that we have lots of things to discuss,
Yes.
but none of them require, I say, immediate action within the next hour or so.
Not within the next.
Maybe within the next day.
Probably the next day. Yes.
I promised a bunch of people I would teach them to use their powers.
Do you know
Um,
how to work
Do you
as
know
a
how to use
paladin?
those powers?
Nope.
Are you going to teach the entire continent?
No, but if I can help some people, that's a start.
Do you know what their powers are?
They seem paladin-y. So,
And
by
you don't
teach them
want-
to use their powers, I mean teach them the basics of adventuring, not to go out to dungeons, to, not use magic that will hurt your party, things like that.
And you don't think our military organization leadership might be able to handle that?
I was about to ask.
Oh, I agree,
Does Ubi happen to have any paladins who have previous adventuring experience? They could be great for that.
That's where I was going to go next. I was about to ask for your help doing that.
Oh, I think they make up about 98% of our force.
Yeah, it works perfectly, doesn't it? There. I just look back to point with a winning smile.
Excellent. So I believe they're going to be gathering in the arena very soon. I'm going to go and speak to them. If you can spare one or two people to come and help, that would be much appreciated.
Presuming they
Oh.
actually heed that message you gave.
Yeah. I assume enough will to make a start.
I see. Oh, sure, laddie. I'll come with you myself. But let Darkseid finish his beating.
Nice.
I'm sure they can wait there, and I'm sure the Golden Heart's already there can handle their
Introduction?
proper equipment.
Okay, in that case, I'll sit down and gesture at Darkseid to continue.
Why does this make me think of the Earth Queen in Legend of Korra?
She kind of reminds me of Toph, actually.
I mean, it's making me think of the Earth Queen, where like the rebellion is just going to draft everyone that's got the paladin powers now.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't seen all of Legend of Korra.
Ah,
Which is why I'm trying to get in there on doing it instead of just letting the military take over.
Yes, well, like I said, Iron Core is its own problem, and unfortunately, while we can have our agents try and dissuade any immediate action, we are going to need a plan there soon. And unfortunately, my agents may not be persuasive enough to do it, not with the new emboldened vigor Iron Core slave population seems to have found as of recent date. But
Till they
In the
collapse it low.
So have
I
you got any
reckon-
words you can give?
I reckon I can hold them steady for a couple days at most. Convince them that they should train in secret, but we are going to need to do something with them as a priority. Particularly as the Giants will be starting to marshal soon. Although I may be able to use that to my advantage. Convince them to wait for the Giants to deploy.
Oh, that's a good call.
Mhm.
That's a good way of actually stopping
Yeah.
them from just doing something rash. That gives us a couple of weeks at least.
But we'll get to that once I've confirmed how long each side will take. No, the immediate thing is back to our original point. And before that, Dr. Vergus, did we finish the outfitting? And as you glance at Vergus, you see he takes a moment to think about what Darkseid's actually asking him, and suddenly all color drains from his face.
That'll be a
Darkseid,
no then.
you can't be serious. We just got it. It was
What?
it was
I
such
mean,
a
it's
prime
not
study
laughing.
material.
I think Aldin just starts giggling a little
Think
bit.
about how much we could learn from it. I know, but our hands have been unfortunately pushed on this matter, and what else could explain the energy source?
Mhm.
Do we have to?
What did?
Alvina's got a big grin because I think she thinks she's figured something out.
Mm.
Yeah, just glances at Alvina, just grinning and laughing. I hope you know I'll be sending you on some suicide missions to enact this plan. Once everything's
We
ready.
kind of were
Naturally.
prepared for that.
Alvina just
Yeah,
creeps
that's-
grinning naturally.
They're kind of our
That's pretty
specialty.
standard at this point, yeah.
I think we've been on suicide missions from the get-go here.
From what I've been told, my
I've just said that,
breakfasts are a
Zormi. They're
suicide
kind of our
mission.
specialty.
Wish they weren't.
Hey, Geezer, so what are you talking about then? What's been outfitted?
Yes, well, as some of you may or may not remember, a couple weeks ago, we retrieved a quite advanced gift from our dear adventurers here. A gift that we were going to study and dissect and find out all the technological advances we could discover from it. However, we currently find ourselves in need of a very big, flashy demonstration that could explain why there was a sudden burst of power. And what
Ship.
better way is that? And also to give the entire continent a consolidated target that is not Bastion, than a giant floating island.
Oh,
Yep.
we're going to play with the ship that we stole.
Yeah, so we were going to keep it hidden for a while until we'd finally had a chance to properly learn what we could from it, but we have retroacted the controls so that way we are no longer entirely relying upon the whims of a very strange, semi-transparent jellyfish creature.
Oh, that's Ford.
Was that his name?
I forgot. That...
No, his name was Pilot 45.
Yeah, 45, Ford.
Apparently, you're
Fair
just
enough.
naming everything, aren't you?
Mm.
Why did you name my bloody bot?
Because he asked for a
We have
name.
all-
You've
Not-
got to. You've
not
got to
time
think
for that
of
right
names.
now.
You've got to think of names.
Darkside.
Mhm.
Yes, well, we've also equipped it with some more hospitable habitation chambers. So that way somebody could actually have a nice little break from the fucking inferno up there. And equipped it with some other sensors and some basic defenses. And as well as Selena's been helping me out with getting an agricultural patch up and running in there, so that way the system could be self-sustaining when we launch it into the Astral Sea. So it would seem that the rebellion has new ambitions to launching what is effectively an astral station, announcing to everyone within the alt sphere that, hey, Noids have created a civilization, come attack us.
Mhm.
And then we let it get destroyed and they think they've stopped us.
No, that's where you lot come in.
Have we got somewhere we can dock the Dawn Riser, considering this is now going to be effectively suicide skirmish missions?
Oh yes, like I said, it's a fully functional astral station. We've equipped it with everything we need. Now, let me be clear, it doesn't have force fields or anything. You're going to be relying on the fact that it's built inside of a giant asteroid with a shell to hopefully ward off immediate destruction. But we've also equipped it with several smaller frigates and ships for both transportation and scouting, and I will be assigning well, I'll work that out to see who I can disperse to actually run the damn thing.
Okay.
You will also be taking any, maybe not any, you'll be taking a small battalion of willing participants to man and defend the structure. I say you, but let's be clear, you're just going to be some mercenaries we're hiring to help defend the thing. You have no authoritative control over it. I think we've seen you cause enough chaos that I can't imagine you running anything.
Mhm. Don't give
But-
me happening.
We run a
It
very
is
good
going-
show.
But I reckon with the readying of the two predominant factions within the continent preparing to wage war on each other, that we will have a small amount of time, so long as we can fend off any scouting parties who come looking. I will also be requiring your assistance on that too. I will alert you if any prominently powerful individuals come along looking that might need to be persuaded to stop looking. While we finish preparations for... Oh, I don't think we've got a name for it yet. I'm going to call it Beacon.
That works.
I think it
I like
rhymes
that.
nicely with Bastion.
Yep.
While we prepare Beacon to be effectively a beacon up in Astral Sea, it will also act as, let's call it a waypoint if should you want to go traveling farther away from Salvos and require somewhere to dock to acquire supplies.
Perfect.
I think we're going to be very, very busy in Salvos right now.
I
Yes,
just want
well-
to retire onto the farm. Oh, well.
Like I said, it'll take a couple of days for me to work out a list of any of the remaining supplies we'd want, or remaining supplies we'd want on our wish list to give it more of a fighting chance, and also to actually train up some of our more experienced personnel who already have military experience but may have lacked the power previously to put it to good use. After all, not everyone is equipped to manifest such divine destinies, at least until now. Who would like to man the thing, as well as I'll give you a chance to get to know them and put them through any additional training opportunities that may arise.
Awesome.
But that is our plan. Try and persuade the Citizenry from immediately getting themselves killed. We'll of course put everyone through very rigorous training with their new power. I'm sure you'll be able to be of great service to your persuasive charm. The point. After all, I am holding you primarily responsible for this mess.
I mean, it just nods in agreement.
Understandable. Can we say it's about 30%? Don't want to take any.
Ow.
Don't want to take any responsibility away from the collective populace.
But while I prepare a list of additional quests that I may need you to go on to help me finish this, as well as scouting out. I believe you have a lot to consider.
Actively retrofitting the Dawnriser to be ready for this too.
Yeah, maybe speed up those retrofits, though, man.
But you have a lot to think about. Whether or not you want to participate in or do anything of a recruiting drive at this giant Coliseum fight that's going to be happening down south. How you want to handle Iron Core, I'm going to leave that to you, Zormir, since you seem to have a connection there. Let me make it clear. I'm going to make you fully responsible for the Noid population of Iron Core.
Alvina feels like, oh, a great weight was taken off my shoulders, is what her brain is telling.
And I will try to gather more information about what may be going on in Mind's Expanse with the Monstro Guild, but that would be difficult. I can only their information is always so secretive.
Well, if you can find anything about what was it, a smoke genie? That I should remember the name of, but offhand I can't. But my character would.
Well, if that was even their real name.
No, but just a smoke genie.
Yeah, but
And this is the name that we know them as, but it's entirely possible it's something else.
So,
But that was the person that nicked the crap piece of Imix's crown.
state that it could possibly be an alias.
So just any information about that one would probably be.
but in the meantime,
Yes.
I still need you to finish the request I asked you of earlier.
Yep.
Especially now more than ever.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But I've told you my plan. I've told you what we're going to do with your so magnificently gifted island that we now may unfortunately need to go get blown up because of your actions.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm not letting that get blown up after all that effort we put into that. We will do our best to make sure that.
It doesn't get an instant.
Good, good. I can imagine the Monstro Guild could probably be held back, but you do have 3 other fleets within the Breaker lines that you're going to have to contend with, not to mention Pirate, beyond galore.
Yep. It'll
Mhm.
be a great time.
Is there anything anybody would like to say to oppose my plans now that I've laid them out? Any adjustments we would like to make? Any comments we would like to say? Not from Dr. Vergus. You see just Dr. Fergus conflates. He's lost all will now that he has to let his giant island get exploded.
No, it sounds pretty decent to me.
Yeah.
We still might want to take control of those worms. And
Yes, well,
Is
if you
that
have the
an
time,
advantage?
I'm sure I can, once Fergus has had a couple days to get the list I need of what final preparations to make the island fully operable are done, I will turn his attention to these additional curriculum activity. He can have a thought about it in the meantime. You said that they were being controlled by psionic implants?
Mhm.
this,
Yes.
I will pass the
Just
The
hold it
recover-
up, it's a huge table.
recovered sort of
Bit.
item.
One of these things was in one of them's head, and it seems to be the thing that controlled them. So
Great,
I
Fergus, that'll be your
explained to
second task.
Darkseid that the Monstro Guild sent them here as an initiation, but I convinced one of them to go to Banshee's Grove. We were
I
asked
think
to
you
get rid of them.
I think you convinced them to have a talk. Look,
Mm.
you were about to be eaten at the time.
Mm.
And I told them
Excellent.
bug
Well,
off.
should you finish everything up here in the settlement in the next couple of days, maybe you can turn your attention to going south once Dr. Vergus had time to have a look at your request. I can't imagine it'll take him more than a couple hours to get a prototype of something thingied up.
Fantastic.
And see if you can at least, delay the Banshees Grove from going to war. I have a feeling the Giants will take any time they can to perfect more Iron Giants, which will in turn give my agents more time to try and settle the pending rebellion there.
Mhm.
Or their pending uprising there.
Sounds like a plan.
Mhm.
All right, then the point, I believe you and UB have some new recruits to persuade not to burn my city down.
Please do.
Dr.
Yes, this
Vergus,
evening,
I'm
yes.
going to need that list of final preparations as soon as possible so I can start acquisitioning the right technology. Selena, just keep doing a great job. And Gramps, well, Gramps, you already know what to do. Ain't no bastard getting away with any mischief on my watch.
Be so
All right, council dismissed then. Oh, and I still recommend checking out that Elysium Vault to the south to see if you can get any additional usage out of any secret technology there too before you leave. Hopefully, it shouldn't take you
planning
more
on
than
it.
an hour or two to dive through it, assuming you're able to actually make any progress with the golems there.
I was planning on going there to see if there was anything.
I'll go and have a chat probably tomorrow with you, Selena, about the dream distance, okay?
Yeah, should be fine.
Are we all heading in different directions here?
I'm
Or
going
we-
with the point on this one. I'm curious as to what's going to happen. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
Alvina could probably help with combat.
I would invite those of you along. I expect not to immediately. Everyone except fuck you, essentially.
the ones that won't, when the person is down, immediately start kicking.
Yeah.
Basically.
While you all consider what you'd like to do for the next hour, you effectively have open time. We're going to take another break while I get more water.
Alvina was very curious to go along with the point to see the.
Yeah, it's time for paladin training.
Yeah, she's also there to provide a less optimistic hand for you to help.
Mm.
She's also going to grab a burger on the way past from the clerk that she sent, basically running to Burger King.
God.
I mean, fuck you, we'll still tag along.
Yeah, fair.
Fuck you won't have been asked, but they'll be going anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be a thing of trying to teach them and just going, yeah, don't pay attention to them. No, ignore that.
I mean, fuck you, be able to teach the dex-based paladins.
Yeah.
There are Dex Paladins. You're very Dex.
I've got no doubts about being able to. It's whether fuck you would.
No, I think he'd give him a great lesson. Whether he survived the great lesson is another
Yeah.
So first thing, what you do is you sight between the legs and you stab.
You
Your opening move.
Now,
Again-
begin combat training. I'm gonna turn into a
Yeah,
T-Rex.
this isn't combat training. This is training on how not to immediately turn into a bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah, first thing you've got to do when your opponent does this and turns into a giant ape, what do you do?
Dodge.
No, it'd be
First, size up your opponent, find his weak spots, turn into a giant ape, smash him.
Pick him up and throw him.
So who here got the boon of turning into an ape? No one?
Go on. Weird.
Okay, then,
Boon of the gorilla.
in that case, if you can't do that, find his weak spots, slash his Achilles tendon, and then
Who's Achilles?
I don't know. It's
What's
what the thing on the back of the leg's called.
Oh,
I
it's
thought
a
you were meaning find the one named Achilles and just cut his tendons.
Oh, I mean, you can do that as well.
no.
It
It's
demoralizes the other people.
it's the instruction of what you do next. You Achilles them.
Yeah, you
Achilles.
Achilles them.
Achilles the tendons.
A poor little guy called Achilles starts running and goes, "Ah, you're so mean!"
Yeah, he's like, who here is named Achilles? You. First, cut his tendons. Just points at him.
First, kill him.
Then bring him back. What? You don't have revival? Oh no.
Go on
First,
your
kill him right now. Who can bring him
Brent
back?
does, though.
Who can bring him back? No one? Shit. How long we got? We got about an hour? Go fetch our weird
being live.
robot thing that Zome keeps on the ship.
Go fetch Gwen. They've got rid
Gwen's
of-
not coming out of his room.
Oh yeah. Send anyone out to fetch Gwen, so Gwen's gonna run away faster than we can get there.
Yeah.
I mean, Gwen's probably long gone, like back in the ship, hiding in under the covers by now.
Yeah, they'll.
Oh, yeah,
Reference,
yeah.
The only person in this entire party that doesn't have less than half of Gwent's movement is Alvina.
It's
Gwen's
okay.
reinforced his door.
The
Actually,
That
weird,
hasn't happened yet, actually. That's going to happen.
for the past
the
hour,
weird
Gwen's
robot
been having a
is
standoff with the
comforting
owlbear, hasn't
Gwen.
he?
Have returned.
Hi.
Alrighty then. So, we have our very lovely map here. You can plan stuff during the downtime. Well, I say down. You can plan stuff between this and next session. But for now, I believe it's just after midday. When did we have the tournament? Yeah, this was in the evening time, like 3 p.m. So let's assume it's now coming up a little bit later. It's been, I think it's been like just over an hour now, so the point's going to arrive fashionably late. But not too late.
Yeah,
Enough time for everyone to
and-
kind of be like gathered
Superstar
into the...
wouldn't be
Yeah.
late.
Apparently, Alvina, who has been asked to go with, is going with, and fuck you, who distinctly hasn't been asked, is also
Yep.
going with.
Yep.
Of course. Yes, everyone decide what they would like to do with their effectively evening slot for the day.
South.
You're going to the Merkin. Oh yeah, you're going to the dungeon, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if it's
Alone. Okay.
even accessible by myself or
What
never
dungeon?
know, if
Sorry,
it-
I
if it
missed what was
turns out-
happening during the break.
Yes, if you mention you're going there, the point will say that they're fine to come and help once they're done with the training montage.
Yeah, I think Lou. I've got.
Lou will go with Zormir wherever
Yeah.
Zormir's going.
I was about to suggest. I think that you might.
Don't
be
stab
useful
me.
At, like that dungeon thing. Anyway, I think you could be handy for it because you've got magic being the main one. You know,
Because
you've
as I
got a
say, I
significant
missed
amount
what
of
was
magic.
happening during the break, so I don't know what dungeons Zormir's on about.
The
but...
tech dungeon. You know the one, the tech dungeon with all the golems.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Lithium Vault.
The one Chris has been trying to get us to go to
Yeah,
for ages.
Lou will go with
Oh.
Zormir.
Oh no, Chris has not been wanting you to go there because he still hasn't completed it.
Okay.
Chris has
But
been
it's okay.
mentioning it's an option.
Yeah, because you know you're not gonna go there alone. I could just do door scene stuff and have it done by next week, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
I
I'll
want
be
to see if
going
it's
to
accessible
possibly
by us.
Give some level 3
Yeah, I
paladins
mean,
basic
we could do a
sword.
recce.
Basic sword drill.
We could Zerg rush the dungeon if we have enough paladins.
That's a terrible idea. You know what?
Yeah, I'm
It
pretty
might
sure.
just work.
How much health does a level 3 paladin have? I think they
Uh,
still might be able to all be killed in like a single AoE in that
The
dungeon.
main problem is that level 3 paladins are very well known for not having one thing: magic attacks. Golems can't be hurt without magic attacks.
But they can be picked up and dragged away.
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, we can just assume these are more powerful than iron
Yeah,
golems. I don't
yeah,
think
that's
that's.
Yeah, like don't send paladins against probably CR roughly 16.
It's like, who would win? 1,000,000 peasants or the sun?
The
Yeah,
sun.
like, this place is technically a deadly encounter for you guys.
Yeah,
Mm.
don't send an army of cannon fodder in. Although to
Let's
be
see, it's
honest,
like
if we
an
get
average
them
of
all,
6.
if we have them all wait back and just keep Leon Hansing us.
Let's assume they get maybe a tiny bit more of a con boost. You're still only looking at like 30 hit points.
That seems honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
I usually like the knight stat block probably. There's like knight and then just give them a couple
They're
paladins
not gonna be helpful.
They're not gonna be
This-
that useful.
This hypothetical was a joke to begin with, so
What's the average damage of a fireball?
About 20 something.
Like 28? Okay, they
Yeah,
survive at
about
least.
20. They
Well, they might
survive.
not. They might not survive one fire. They might survive a average fireball.
Yeah. Anything
Slightly
over-
above average, they're dead.
Yeah.
With a con
Oh.
of 14,
Or if
a
it's
paladin will have HP of 28.
And they exactly die to an average fireball.
yay.
But yes, I believe some people are going. Let's go with you, Alvina and Fukyu and the Point. It sounds like we're all going back to the Colosseum.
Yep.
Zormir is checking out the door down south to the Elysium Vault,
Zormir and Lou.
With Lou.
and Lou is also going. Okay, and
And Gwent
Gwen
is hiding.
is hiding in
The fountain.
the fountain. There we go.
No one would think to check for a horse in the fountain.
It's Gwent's is standing there spitting
Gwen-
out
Gwen-
water
Gwen's
every
gone to
time.
hospital because no one expects to find a horse in the hospital.
No, but they're a cleric. That's exactly the first place that people would look.
But they'd think that's the first place they would look.
No,
So they wouldn't look there.
Gwent's in a tree.
I mean, if
Actually,
there's
Gwent's in a
churches about,
tree.
they would go there, but, you know, there's not many churches about.
I just expect Gwent's back at the on the Dawnriser
Yeah.
in the room.
Oh, yeah, it's completely barricaded with bed against the wall,
There's a-
door.
You know, there's a room
Mm.
between Gwent's room and the outer section that is entirely barricaded. That full room has been
So,
barricaded.
That assumes Gwent makes it past the owlbear, who I haven't had time to train yet.
No, here's the thing. They'll definitely head it past the owlbear. The owlbear can't see them. They're moving that quickly.
But
But yes, let's start with Lou and Zormir, just because there's the least amount of people in that party. As you know, some time passes, it takes you time to get down to here, but you know where you're going. It's a giant, shiny door embedded into the mountain or the cave cliff wall, or the cave wall. God, I've lost the ability to speak today, as I do every Friday.
Yep.
Surrounded by what looks to be almost a small kind of military setup, but a bit more like a military quarter. There's a couple stores as you're
Well, like the
there's
barracks.
a little bit more barracks, but a bit more kind of solid and permanent. So they've got actual structures here now. They've got 2 stone sensory towers, kind of overlook things. You can see all the dangling with banners of a mixture of the golden hearts and the
Various
dark feathers.
factions.
Yep. As you're coming along, there appears to be storefronts here that specialize in adventuring equipment, so ropes, torches, every rations, things that you'd imagine you need for dungeoneering.
Yeah. I think Gwent went here, didn't they? To look for a shield.
There is still other shops up north that do equipment. This one is specifically designed for dungeon delving equipment than
Ooh.
just general adventuring equipment.
This is general
Actually, something I
Dungeoneer's
want to
pack.
go and buy from there, which is not magical, so I might have to remember. Grapnel.
But there appears to be a small, almost admin tent set up next to the giant doors. There doesn't appear to be any blockers or anything. Anybody can just walk up to the doors. There's 1 or 2 people kind of thinking about just talking. They look to be a part of the kind of rebellion clerics, which have very similar vibes to the Dark Feathers themselves, but are in more plain, just kind of tunic clothing, with the general larger symbol of the Dark Rebellion itself, with the golden phoenix, the Dark Phoenix itself.
less
Compared to the
armored
Dark
class.
Feathers, which have just the Dark Feather itself.
Less armored clerks.
okay, we're down here. Let's find out if one of us can access the door without
Exploding.
bothering these people to help us get in.
As you're thinking into it,
We'll have a look at the door to see if there's
It's giant.
any triggers.
yep, go ahead and give me an investigation check. As you do so, it looks to be a very solid sheet of metal with a slight indent down the center. Not a full crack down. It looks to be almost more cosmetic to make it look like a door than an actual parting in the door. The door is decaled in these Elysium glyphs that are reminiscent of those on the Arc table. And stands about, probably, we're looking at 50 feet tall or something. It's quite a large door.
I don't think Lou sees the door.
It's very shiny,
I
Lou. You
can
can
do something.
see yourself in the reflection. What would you like to do, Lou?
There's a second Lou in
I
the
will
door.
spend 2 sorcery points. No, sorry, no.
Oh god, the Iron Spell is back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll re-roll that with my destiny point.
Hey!
Yeah. Better. 20. Do I
As
see
you-
any triggers or hidden levers?
You do not. In fact, you are absolutely confident that this is not a door. This is a giant sheet of metal. Why anybody would think this is a door is because it has an indent in the center, you have no idea. But you do notice towards the side of the door next to the wall, there appears to be like decay, or not quite decay, but a little bit of like damage to the surrounding walls, where clearly the door has been attacked, and yet like as soon as it crosses into that metal, there is not a sign of imperfection. There is no scratches on this door. There are no burn marks on this door. But there are clearly like little pock marks of what look to be like firebolt or Eldritch Blast decorating the walls for when an attack guns wide. And yet this door looks to have zero signs of damage to it. But again,
point
not
that
a
to
door, no
Zormir.
mechanism.
With a sort of bewildered tone of voice.
Yes.
Like, well, there's some damage here, but not on the door, so seems very inconsistent.
Yeah, you guys know you don't need to like have the other person repeat what I've said. The option of just my character reiterates what the DM just said is fine.
Well, I'm sort of
I've seen those.
I'm looking at the glyphs. Is sort of studying them, and out of habit of when he's usually reading text or thing, he goes up and touches the where he's reading.
Oh no.
You do so. Nothing happens. Bum, bum, bum.
Turns out Zorbe can't read.
Shocker.
Turns out Zormir wears gloves.
No, he's wearing his armor. But
All
he's
of
not.
Zorme's, all of
He's
Bob's
just-
characters
He's wearing
wear
his
gloves.
armor.
Armageddon.
Never mind
After
his
what happened-
armor.
After what happened in Gen one time, I'm pretty sure all of Bob's characters for the rest of reality will wear gloves after one episode.
Touching it, looking at it and scrutinizing compared to. It brings out the scanner thing. I wish this had a translate on it, and scans over the actual writing.
And it translates it. That'd be great.
Can we actually read the text?
What does it look like to me from looking at the text? Does it look anything similar to what was used as writing for Artificery, or is it?
Yeah, it would technically have a code, so unfortunately Lou can't read it, as it's not a natural language for the sake of your eyes.
I would just mean neither one of us.
Oh, that's fair. But for Zormir, it is written in the same was effectively code script as the arc table and the panel, the little tablet you get with it, or would have gotten with it, because I don't think you actually have it. And not all of the doors in text, obviously, all of it is just mostly iconography, but there is a small section as you spend your time looking. There is a small section that has more detailed script on it that is an actual message, which the DM now has to go quickly find. So he was doing and then got distracted. Is it this one? Yeah. Another one there. Okay. How do I? Oh, you just read it, so it's not like it needs a voice to it. There's a small short message that reads, "Here dwells the fruit of our mind. Beware those not of our kin, for danger lurks within the steel." bend your will or face rejection.
And your will.
Or face rejection. But the danger lies in the steel? Can,
I have an idea.
can you make any heads or tail of this, Stormir?
Alvina has an idea, but she's not there. It would actually matter.
Are we off the kin of the... Oh, you want to touch the door? Let's see if
Yeah.
it reacts to you at all. I mean, I've touched it. It doesn't seem to want to react to me in any way, shape, or form.
I suppose it can't hurt. So I touched the door.
You do
Yeah, I
so.
put my hand on it.
Nothing happens.
Well, we don't seem to both be of the...
Makes sense. You are from a different universe.
Yeah, but when it says Ken,
Do you have any siblings in alternate universes?
But while you two have a look at the door and try to figure out how to gain access to it, you are aware, obviously, that Darkseid has told you that you need someone with Elysium blood to open it. And there are one or two people throughout Bastion that do have that blood. It's a very rare blood marker, but apparently the descendants of Elysium have survived enough that their blood marker can still be found in a very few people throughout the populace. Which is why Rebellion has been able to gain small access to it. They've just never been able to progress past the goddamn ooze golems. But they do get some good research to actually create the Platinum Ooze that has led to the Platinum Phoenix, so something good's come out of it, in theory. Ooh, see if you can requisition a copy of the Platinum Phoenix to guard the asteroid.
I'm not gonna lie, that was on my list of things to do.
Probably have to repair it first. I'll worry about
could
that.
get
I
a
need to.
smaller one.
I've got an internship with them. That's the first step.
Yeah, we could get at least a smaller, even if just a smaller one, or like a.
Yeah, I need to finish up what is effectively the Academy just strike, because that's probably actually where we're heading next. For also Zormir's request as well.
Yeah, a couple of things have a. Suddenly we need the smart people area.
But that's not for this week. So that's the weekend go. All right. As we head over to the Colosseum, the point with Alvina and Fukyu in tow arrive and see a very structured queue of people still coming into the Colosseum, shepherded in by a mixture of dark feathers and golden hearts on either side, keeping the order. A lot of the people in the audience here look a little sheepish. They don't really quite know why they're there, but have been lured there by the point's previous excellent auto-succeeded persuasion.
Okay. Oh boy.
Alvina's literally walking, hands behind her head, just grinning, winking at the occasional person who looks horrified. It's like, why are we here?
I thought you were
going
gonna say she's walking in there flexing.
Well, she means she's always flexing. But she's got literally you know the one, the very nonchalant, hands folded behind head.
Yeah, so I was like, Mr. Universe, all these poses while you're walking.
Oh, not like that. She's not all white.
Yeah, no, she does.
Not quite.
Or not the. Oh, what's the meme of the guy walking?
Dr. Liversley walk. She's not Dr. Liversley walking either. That's what we did before. That's how we entered the arena for the first time.
So there are 3 of us. So...
Yeah.
4 of us. There's 4 of us.
Oh yeah, because Ubi saw this, yeah.
We've got the leader of the Gold Hearts.
Yeah. Well, let's go up to the guard. Hope they'll let us in.
I imagine no one's barring our path if we've got one of the leaders of their organization with us.
Yeah, you're able to walk all the way in. Let me just quickly prepare you a Colosseum map that you can use.
One from the arena fight, probably.
Yeah, the question is, have they cleared away the arena, or is it still there?
No, they had a chance to clear away the arena. I just actually, I think I retired that map.
Oh shit. Whoops.
But it's okay, because now I've got a different map. Well, I'm just going to get one right now. One second.
Yep.
But yeah, it takes you a couple moments to get your way through the Colosseum, conveniently enough.
Oh yeah, Alvina also is when that clerk who gives her food that she ordered turns up, she'll tip them a couple gold.
Yeah, if they ever got back though.
They would have. They're probably waiting in like the main room because she said, "Give me some food, please." And then
Just
walked-
having spent forever trying to find you.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell is this person? They seemed important. I got him the food.
I saw them somewhere. I'm not sure where. Then someone walked past with a plushie of her.
All right, what we do. Yeah. Okay, so I literally did this to prove a point. I think I've crashed my server for this.
Oh no!
Worth it.
Worth it.
All right. So as you enter into the arena, to see if this works.
Oh no! What have we got?
Oh no.
It's funny.
Time for another arena
This is gonna-
section.
I was about to say, is this every single person has an icon? So there's like hundreds of people in this tiny arena.
Oh boy.
Every inch is full of people. Oh yeah, Chris Baird just left for a second.
Oh no.
Wait, is Chris's Discord still on?
Yeah. It's
Oh!
I may have been too ambitious with this.
Oh no.
All right, come on, Paige.
I
Make
hex
this-
up.
It's still loading. It's still loaded, apparently.
Well, apparently it's I think it's broken. Fascinating.
Whoops. Oh, wait.
Ooh,
I see
What's
blinding
open?
light.
Jesus.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, that's why it broke.
Worth it.
Oh
It is
god.
loading. It is
Oh
loading.
god.
That's a
It
lot
won't
of
let me
people.
scroll correctly. Dynamic lighting just says on the screen.
It
Yeah.
just says dynamic lighting.
yeah, I'm just
It's
live
flashing
screen now.
Update today to get this and other great perks. Find out more.
Yeah,
Stop
it,
Oh, there
advertising.
Well,
we go.
it,
Holy fuck.
you've broken
So
it
that's
so
the
much
NPC
there's a
who's
GIF.
dynamic lighting.
They're still arriving.
The Gargant that is dynamic lighting.
Oh my god! I somehow managed to break it.
Oh, it's killing NPCs. They're
Yeah.
deleting themselves.
No, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay, well, you get the bit. The bit's done now.
Yeah.
Go on, everyone
There's
can
a lot
die
of
now.
people here.
This
Oh,
little
You
blob.
broke them all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dynamic
big.
lighting's gone.
No, it's not. They're still there for me.
How's
Still there
that?
for me, yeah.
On for
Now
me.
it's gone.
They're still there for me, but they were
Oh,
like,
they're moving.
they're
Yeah.
disappearing now.
Oh,
Alright,
half of
that's-
them's gone.
That should be manageable now. Okay, that works.
What
Yeah,
was
the
that
map is
about
actually working
genocide?
properly now.
Now bring in the party.
Oh, I can move these
Yeah.
people.
Oh no. So can I?
Put them in like sections like the Romans.
So here's your new recruits for whatever you've got planned. The point.
I apparently just ordered them.
What, order them to disappear?
No, that entire middle section, I just like dragged them and they all went into the grid.
Yeah.
So... Attention!
Right.
This is
Um,
the rest of the session, by the way. It's just playing around.
Yeah,
with,
okay.
Yeah, it's like dominoes, but with people.
I'm doing stuff here, stop.
Based on how long it'll take for them all to disappear.
Okay, right, I'm hoping either announcer bot is up in the announcement booth or someone. I assume announcer bot has a life outside announcing, so
He's a robot, he might not.
He's a
Hopefully-
warforged. He's technically
Oh, he's
his own
actually a
person.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if he was a golem
Yeah.
or not. Genuinely.
hopefully someone can go and man the announcement booth.
What do you want me to say?
Oh,
no.
I was going to say just make sure the camera's on me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Pay
No.
attention! Be-
Yes, I will enter. I will make sure the camera is on me, and I will say, Hello there, everyone. Thank you for coming. There's a lot more of you here than I expected, I'm going to admit.
There's actually a few less of you. It's like there were more of you
Yeah.
here a second ago.
Yeah, I see a lot of you got that illusion boon. Well done. Try not to use that. It makes things confusing. Anyway.
It's circumstantial.
So, I promised you lessons, and lessons you shall have. Now, have any of you got any previous adventuring experience? If you do,
One.
please.
One old
Yeah.
guy raises his hand in the front.
I like you.
Yep, please come to the front. We're going to need as many experts as we can get.
Is it our old crotchety person that we had before?
Oh no, I actually had a question.
Oh,
what do you
yes.
want?
And there'll be time for questions later, but I will answer yours since I singled you out.
Yes, I was told there'd be free pizza.
Free pizza? Where?
Oh no. Free pizza will be handed out once Paladin training is complete.
Once we also find where the pizza is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I'll turn to fuck you. Please go and find some pizza.
You know the type I like.
Actually, I that's what I want to say. I'm lactose intolerant. Can I have a burger instead?
No, screw those guys. They keep overcharging me.
I have something for that actually. You can have something. I've got something for lactose intolerance. So we'll deal with that when we get
There will be food for all later. I hope.
100%. By the way, if anyone's not aware, I am going to give this guy red Arcanite and something else to worry about.
Oh.
Because
Right.
that's just what we need, something else to worry about.
Please, everyone, arrange
Feed him
yourself
it, so he
so
does
you
no
can
longer
see.
work.
So you can see me and my companions here.
Alvina just
okay, you're way
erupts
down
in
there.
fire. for a
Yeah.
moment.
So I will turn to Ruby and say, so I'm going to give him the basics of, just whisper, I'm going to give him the basics of not
Killing your allies.
being a menace to society. Then can we maybe split them off into groups with some of your folk?
Small child just wanders up right next to them.
Yes, UB says something because the DM's definitely not too distracted by also playing
yes.
with just moving all these guys forward directly at you.
Oh
we-
god, I
should
didn't
we
see
get-
myself on the
Should we get our characters to the actual size, by the way?
No, this is the actual size now.
Oh no.
Alright, I guess I'll make you a tiny little bit bigger. You insist.
Oh.
Except for Fuku.
Fuck, you can cast
We have kidnapped this
There's
one
not.
NPC who
enlarge
definitely,
reduce.
definitely just an
No, fuck-
NPC.
This is the Alvina fangirl again, because there was another one in this place, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
No,
It
fuck
was
you
like that
can't.
merchant guy's daughter.
Yeah, fuck you can't increase himself.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, you
Stop
can on the
punching!
point or
Stop
Alvina.
swinging at people!
Yeah,
back
fuck,
to
fuck
5
you.
feet away from
Fuck you can't
us.
cast
5
it.
feet plus. We're gonna be oh god.
Oh, that's right.
So,
You're all
further than 5 feet away from us. We don't want all of you in a 5 foot square.
Well,
Hey
there
guys!
goes
hey,
the
hey, here's
point,
the thing.
Alvina, and
If
fuck
anyone
you.
wants to know, I can kill every single person in this section with one attack.
Thank you, Alvina, for point number
Point.
1. I know a lot of you feel powerful right now. I did too, and it happened to me.
This this one 16-year-old kid walks forward. Hey, who put you in charge?
I pick him up by the throat with one hand. We did. Got any
Now, are
problem
you
with
doing
that?
this? Are you doing this gently or very violently?
Scruff of neck, scruff of shirt, lift. Just very
Nape of the
casually
neck.
stroll up,
Okay.
grab, lift.
All right, you're doing a nice, gentle, grabbing the shirt, lifting up stereotype, and not by the throat.
No.
Those have vastly different
They
responses.
are different, yeah.
If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I'm offering training for those who need it.
And if you're
If
gonna
you
have a
don't-
problem,
If you don't want it,
bugger off.
Don't waste
Yeah,
our
well-
time.
Put me down. All I'm saying is I think I speak for everyone here, because you know I'm that important.
Who are you?
That's not your business.
Okay.
I-
I shake him slightly.
can I
Why?
look over this 16-year-old? Oh no, Damien was 25. so we're fine.
Anyway, I just wanted to say maybe you should demonstrate why we should listen to you with a demonstration of your power first.
Good. That's
Alvina,
better. I
you
put him down.
somebody.
I mean,
He just like spins around and like falls on his ass.
Who are you, by the way?
I suddenly don't want to tell you.
Why not? Hands on hips, like leaning over.
You're very
There's-
scary.
I know. So who are you?
Look, a pizza.
I will minor illusion a pizza at that point.
He dives back
but
into
the
the
guy
crowd
wanted
and
the
starts trying to
burger.
hide amongst them.
Okay. Does anybody?
I'm not gonna lie.
Is everybody else willing to listen?
I was gonna give that one a snack. I liked his guts.
Old man begins to walk forward again. No, Kate has a point though. Where's this pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Pizza will be available at the end.
Oh, I heard somebody say there was a pizza.
That was me demonstrating my power that I can conjure a picture of a pizza.
Why
Sorry.
she get a pizza?
Who told you
It's
there'd
not
be
a real
pizza?
pizza. Anyway,
Also,
I'm just gonna start ignoring this guy. Hey,
Hey.
lesson 1: you're not as strong as you think you are. You've got limited hit points. Don't think because you've you've got limits. Don't think just because you've got this power you can do anything. You can
Unless
do
you're
more
me,
than you-
because I'm immortal.
Oh, wait. Wait, are we immortal?
No.
No,
this is
you're
a
not.
specifically them thing. This
Yeah,
is
there was
exactly
a
what the
weird
point's
curse
trying-
involved.
This is exactly
Nobody
what the
can
point's
say their
trying
real
to
name
get
anymore.
across.
You know.
This is exactly what people are thinking. They think they're powerful. There's always a bigger fish. Sometimes that fish is this little bugger who's completely immortal and was one of the people who stabbed a barbarian into unconsciousness and he fell 200 feet early with one single hit.
Yeah.
And you also...
So if I stab a barbarian, do I get to be immortal?
No.
No, that's
No.
them specifically. That's what I'm saying. They
Seems a little
specifically...
unfair.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Life
Lesson
isn't
1:
fair.
don't go
Lesson
rushing
2.
into. Don't pick your battles. Is lesson 1.
Lesson 2.
And
Life isn't fair.
the best battle to pick, I'd say, is no actual physical battle.
Best
Do
battle,
nothing
Hey,
to
old
work.
man.
best
This is
battle
great
would
party
be not with
roleplay,
us.
by the way.
Yeah.
Great party roleplay. Yubi just comes up next to the point and just like places her hand like up onto your like shoulder back. I don't know, the back of your shoulder, whatever you call that.
Shoulder blade.
Shoulder blades. Oh, you're doing a great job. A great job. Fantastic. I think they're really listening and respect you now.
Little kid walks up to the
I-
big paladin punch.
It's like, check how sarcastic that is. Because I legitimately cannot tell.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an insight check.
Incredibly. Yes, Lou,
Not
that is
one.
exactly the
7.
kind of thought that Alvina has. You have no idea.
The point can't tell either. Like, she looks like she is being sincere, but it might just be, but the words from anyone else would sound sarcastic, and it's throwing you for a loop.
Are your people ready to go?
Ow!
Question, do I know she's being sarcastic as hell?
Oh, she's being entirely sincere.
Aw,
She's a sweetheart.
yeah.
That's best.
She has way more
There,
sarcasm
you've
levels
done
than
your
Alvina
best.
can tell.
Like, there's a hint of sympathy there, but she is essentially reassuring a child that's struggling.
Ah,
Oh, no. I
understood.
kind of want to be sarcastic now.
Yes, I've had several of our quartermasters and drill sergeants placed throughout the Colosseum, each with their own vigorous activities. I thought we'd go with maybe some weightliftings, practice range for those who want to try out their new power.
Okay,
We've
the
got
practice
safety
range.
hands. Yeah, we've got initiatives all around with safety blankets to put out any fires.
That's good.
We've got first aid on standby. We've got several teams of first aid on standby.
Good. I'd say maybe less weightlifting, less drilling, but
that's
giving people
fine.
the space to try out their powers in a safe space. Good idea.
No, weightlifting and
Oh,
drilling
yes.
gets their aggression
If you
out.
want, I can turn on the stability field so that anybody who goes unconscious is immediately stabilized and can't
Yes,
die. And
absolutely. Yes, please.
we
do
can
that.
just put Alvina in the center of the arena and have them all charge at her.
Alvina?
Yeah, and then they get knocked unconscious for hitting them.
If your goal is to distill some humility into them.
I mean, it is, but maybe not with beating them up.
Alvina's cracking her knuckle.
No, it's fine. Nothing puts somebody quicker in their boots than thinking they're super powerful. Charging as an entire team of, I think we've got like, 600 people here.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All of them failing to take down one slip of a girl.
Okay. I propose we have stations. Some people can try out their powers at the shooting range. Some people can come to us for tips. Others can, if they want to go and beat up Alvina, can go and beat up Alvina.
And again, Alvina is the current reigning champion of the Rise. How are you in a fight?
Oh, God. Not great, but I think I can take enough of them that if they want to come and beat me up, they can.
Point, remember that you've
Yeah.
not got any magic left.
Yep.
Like I would say this one, but this one's also technically third place in the Rise, and we did all watch them drop a barbarian 200 feet. So I think you're the one that has to look like, the least threatening.
Mm-hmm.
So if you defeat all 600 of them,
Question: how well known are you?
oh, fairly.
Okay, that doesn't work then.
Yeah. I've seen some
I'm-
battles.
How much would this break chat if I rolled 600 d20?
We've rolled
Quite
more.
a lot.
We've rolled more, but just don't do it. Is my
Yeah.
Don't do it.
That's
I
like,
rolled-
all I'm saying is I don't think I'm good enough in a fight to humble them.
Oh, that's a shame. Well,
My
I guess we
skills
go
lay
with the.
elsewhere.
I guess we go with the slow, having them go into groups and just go through various training exercises then.
Okay, how about this?
I don't know. I think she sounds like a good idea. Quite honestly.
Yeah, we give them a one-off. If they want to come and try and fight me, they can.
An overeager one.
And then after that, we do the training stations.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, sounds great. So how do you want to do this?
I want to
Like
slice
an
them.
o-
though. Okay.
An
Anyone wanna
overeager kid
step
punch.
Up and have a fist fight with
Yes.
the point.
Yes,
So
right.
Alvina just shouts that out.
I feel
So,
like we
for
could
any
have
of
an
you
overeager one
doubting-
do it.
Our skills. It has been suggested to me that any of you who wish to come up and attempt to attack me are welcome to when I say so. Let me do
One
my
just go
announcement
and punch
first.
him.
Until then, over there is a station where you can try out any skills you might think you have, work out exactly what they do. Over there are counselors, I believe, or at least first aiders.
There's weights over there.
There are people around who know about having power and can answer any questions you have. In the meantime, fighting pose. Come at me, bros. I'm ready to get beaten up.
You know about having power?
You just get like one person at the front raising their hand. Is this like a come at you one at a time deal, or?
Honestly, I'd prefer one at a time, but that would take forever, so...
Hey, no, we could do 2 queues. We could do one at a time for you, point, one at a time for me.
Yeah, oh yeah, any of you who want to try and take on the reigning champion, you're welcome to try. Anyone who wants to take on the reigning third place, you're welcome to try. Fuck you, no knives.
Ah,
But
Ah,
just
so
look at
Paddy
the
can
point of
use
Anyone can
swords.
come at me.
I just look at fuck you and just go, he said no knives. I'm just grinning.
That's what I'm saying. So fuck, you can use his sword.
Yeah.
yeah, he said,
How
said
many
no
charges?
knives.
Right, let's say 3 at a time, and if that proves to be not quick enough, we'll ramp it up, okay? But only if you want to fight. If you want to just learn your powers, like I said, we've got the stations.
And how many charges have you got left there?
Oh, I have no spell
Not
slot.
enough.
Yeah, Void
I
has
have
0
cantrips.
spells.
No, I'm
Just,
meaning
What appears to be like a
goblin.
like mid dwarf equivalent for his house mother She's got like it's still got an apron tied around her. Her hair like curled up. And shit, DM's forgot what he was gonna ask now.
Yes.
Had a whole bit here.
And
Yeah,
what
roll.
we get if we beat you?
Oh, that's what it was. Thank you. Yes. And is there like a gold prize if we beat you?
I mean, you get the satisfaction of beating us.
Yeah,
so-
you get the pride of beating.
One of us.
Me?
Yeah.
If I will personally, if you beat these two, I will personally give you some gold. I have to check how much I've actually got in my pocket right now before saying any. If you manage to beat either of these two, I will give you a platinum piece.
Those two,
And
the
then you get a song
the
with
reigning
them.
champions.
Yeah, I don't have that much money in my pocket right now.
No, I
did plan
meant
on it.
beat you. I don't think I could take that. I reckon I could take you.
Honestly,
Yeah,
what's your name?
that's
What's your name?
What?
Why-
Why'd you want to know that?
Oh, I will personally take you out for dinner. Anything
Oh.
you want, if you can beat up the point. Honestly, I'd like to see. if
she
you
is
can beat
a
up the
very
point.
good cook.
Been a couple decades since I got taken out on a date. Well, I have an excuse to get my hair done.
I would say Alvina will take anyone who beats me out to dinner, but that's going to be most of these people. I reckon I can take them
That's gonna
one-on-one.
be an
I can't take them
expensive
one-on-one
night.
all at once.
One.
Yeah.
That's why I offered it to the first person. Didn't say it to anyone else.
Oh, very well. My name's Nisra Glazur.
Mr. Egg,
Oh, I have a cousin who's a glazier. Nice to meet you.
And you can all blame the random name generator for that one.
What was that?
Nisra Glazur. There you go. That's what I
How'd you
got.
spell that?
That's
Yeah.
my mother's name, apparently, now.
Mr. Glozer. Dwarf lady taken out for dinner if she beats the shit out of the point.
And do we still get to do 3 against 1? Do I get go find some strapping young lads to help me? After all, I'm my back's not as good as it used to be.
Yes, but only those who were training before this.
Do
If
they
I
also
say can I
get-
have 2 people, can I have you 2 help me beat
Point suddenly jaw drops when Alvina not here.
Not going to go well. What melee weapons do I have?
You have mirror that you can swipe at them with.
You just have Merida.
I have a mace.
Oh, there you go.
What's your strength score again?
I've got +1 strength, +2 strength.
Hey, I was about to say, at least you're not in the
Might be
negatives.
alright.
Put it that way.
I'm not awful. I'm just also not made for this.
I was making
Ooh,
sure. 'cause I
hello.
did the strength plus. Oh, you have
Ah.
something good.
I've got Shillelagh.
Oh, do you have a club?
Yeah.
You need a club.
I've got a musical instrument I can use as a club.
That's how that works. Probably. It's wood.
Yeah, I mean, it just says like a cane or a staff or something.
Yeah, I think it specifically says like club, but that's like it's a piece of wood. I think is the only
Yeah,
part
oh.
of it, right?
Now I'm gonna go easy on you by not using my magic. You know, I don't want to brainwash all of
You
you.
might regret that.
So
You
Not
can't,
He
telling
doesn't
them.
have any magic.
you can't use
yeah,
magic.
yeah, I don't have any. Is the issue. Well, I've not any leveled spells. I'll use some cantrips. Gonna make things fun.
Spice things up a bit.
I
Yeah,
wonder
don't,
if any
don't,
of
don't
them-
forget, paladins don't have cantrips.
They don't.
Unless
Actually, no,
they,
they can get them.
they
One
can
of
get
the,
them,
level
but
one of the
but-
fighting styles give you cantrips.
At level
Do
3, not so much.
Yeah. It's the because
Ooh,
they added
that'll
a
do.
bunch. They added a fighting style for like ranger and paladin that has like ranger gives you some druid cantrips. Paladin gives you some cleric cantrips.
I will use my performance of creation to create a club.
I was
enough.
about to say, do you just want a weapon point? I've got spares.
Yeah. Let's Shillelagh this weapon.
I mean, they probably
I-
have clubs and that just laying around here anyway.
I
Actually, it'll be
I
a spar-
still
actually,
have
yeah,
a.
there'll be- I did ask
Yeah,
if
I
there
still
were
have
any
a merit.
sparring.
Anyway.
I asked if there were any sparring weapons, which would be like a wooden sword. So
Yes,
that
yeah.
is a club.
Any sparring weapons would be good.
Oh, aye, we've got plenty of sparring weapons. What's your pick? We have literally a wooden version of everything.
A wooden version of a club. How about that?
Yeah.
Wooden version of a quarterstaff.
Let's go back to my roots. Do you have a wooden warhammer?
Mm.
Ah, good choice, certainly.
It's called a mallet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a big mallet.
But yes, as people disperse and take up their thing, you find yourself with 3 challengers: the dwarf mother Nizra, what appears to be a small, like 12-year-old girl called Tarragon.
Sorry.
Let's go with let's just go with human. And the name didn't actually populate on this one. One second. The old man who wanted his pizza, Trevin.
Nice, I respect this.
He's gonna get that damn pizza, even if he has to beat the point to be taken out to dinner for it.
So, just checking, you're all okay with a match where you might get injured? Obviously, no lasting damage, but just want to make sure you're aware of what you're getting into.
Trevin stares at you with hungry eyes. He wants that pizza.
Very
Mithra
well.
nodded. Yes, that's okay, lad. And Tarragon, the little 12-year-old girl, kind of just quivers a little bit, her stomach audibly rumbling.
What's your man's name
They're
again?
all motivated by food.
What's your man's name again?
Trevin.
Trevin.
They're all there on the map. You should see all their names now.
Oh, I'm literally typing it in my notes. I'm taking them out for dinner if they beat up. I am genuinely doing this. I am.
It's
I'm
not a case of if they beat the point, it's when they beat the point.
They're level 3. They don't have multi-attack yet.
So I don't either, so I can only attack one of them per
I
turn.
know.
One second, I need to quickly make their stat looks. Apparently, this is how we're ending the session out now with the point fighting off
Getting-
against
Oh,
three.
wait a minute. I'm
point
so
getting his
tempted
ass
to
kicked.
do something.
Oh no.
How hungry does the small child look?
Very weak. You can see you can see a little bit of her bone structure coming through. Clearly clearly homeless in some way. Like she's wearing very ratty
Oh,
clothes. Clearly like an
I-
urchin.
Hey, kid. Have this. Give me a moment to find out which. I'm gonna give this child, because I actually kind of feel like I want to see this happen. I'm gonna give the child a potion of fire giant strength.
Can I also give them some snacks?
No, I'll be
Some
giving you
of
some snacks. I'll give you some snacks as well. Here's a chicken.
You pour the
From
potion
Alvinus.
on the chicken leg.
Are you just fighting me because of the food promise?
She just nods.
You're getting
Oh,
food.
please.
You're getting food
Look,
as well.
Look, I will take you out to dinner. Just full stop.
You're getting food from me. Here's a chicken leg. Beat the
Old
crap-
man goes, "Whoa, don't try and get rid of our numbers."
Exactly. Point.
You couldn't
This is a
recruit
threat.
someone else. This is
Nope.
literally a starving child.
Nope. They're being fed. I'm literally feeding them at this point. I've given them some rations and I've given
They're a
them
form
potion
of
of fire
starving
giant
child.
strength. Have at him.
Well, exactly. Then maybe you should go easy on us. Make sure the girl gets some food.
Exactly.
Get that pizza.
By the way, I legitimately have one of those. I am crossing it off of my list.
Okay.
I generally want this kid to beat the crap. I think their strength like 25 now. By the way, it's not giant.
Right, I'll pull up my wooden warhammer. Just to put up stats.
I may be adopting this child, by the way.
I'm fine with this. I feel bad about entering into a fight by a food motivated
By an
child.
old man, a middle-aged woman, and a starving
Yeah,
child. You better lose this.
I want it to be clear that you are volunteering for this. I don't feel good about doing this, but it is necessary to prove a point.
But it's me
Get him,
against you.
Get him, kid.
Well,
Oh.
with that, go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll
Yeah,
see how long they last. If
Where am I? Am I buried underneath?
Yeah, I
No,
actually
you're in
don't
the,
know
you're in
where
the
it
center of the
Yeah.
arena.
Yeah, yeah.
I
here.
was down the bottom. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you're center of the arena now.
Yeah,
I already
you
set all
need
this
to
up.
talk.
Okay.
I'm just putting that as a
Ooh, 20.
It's the one of I don't think any of us are ever going to
Wow.
use this potion.
These guys are all bad.
Yeah,
Come on, Tarragon.
kind of point.
I
I'm sorry,
mean,
Point, that I'm voting against you, but
Understandable. I'd be voting against me too.
what's this child's strength modifier now? Actually, one moment.
given their
7.
background, that's
Plus
kind
7,
of
yeah.
fair enough.
All right. Well, you know, you can start you at like 60 feet away. I think maybe be a little bit closer.
Like 80 feet.
Yeah, good thingy battle arrives at like 60. There we go. Gotta be able to get there in like a dash.
Middle is 30 feet. Something like that, right?
So
All right. As everyone else is kind of dispersed around, you know, let's have people working over here. Let's do some stuff over there.
I think
there'll
the
be
rest
random
of us
events
were.
if something goes wrong.
It's the one of there were
The
other
point's
like,
got even more people
They were-
attacking them
Yeah.
now.
there were other lines I think we should be in fuck you, but I think this will be entertaining enough as it is to be the center point.
Fuck you has got his mystical bowl of popcorn from somewhere.
I will conjure my mystical bowl of popcorn and put it to one side for later.
Albina's
Alright.
already stolen your mystical bowl of popcorn and is eating it.
It is purely illusionary.
She's still
It is
eating it.
pure-
I've never stopped her before.
As you all take your stances, after all, this is a tournament rules. No pre-buffing. You gotta do that during a tournament.
Mhm.
You all get your positions. They pick up their weapons. Let's see. Nisra's got a shield and a one-handed maul. All
Mace,
wooden,
right?
of course. Yeah, mace. There we go.
I'm about to say more. Okay.
Let's see. Trevin's gonna go with. Let's see. Trevin's finally got some strength in his old age. He's gonna get like the biggest wooden sword he can find, just because he can now lift it.
Oh,
Great. He's got a great sword.
What has Tarragon got? Because I just gave this kid the strength of a giant. What have they got?
Let's see. What would be good for them?
Great axe.
No, they're gonna go with the ultimate weapon. They're gonna go with the spear.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's gonna.
And there's me
hurt.
thinking they were just going to grab the weapons rack.
Like, rips a table out of the ground.
I have the power.
She does
Alright,
now. She's
let me
got higher
just
strength score than
double
Alvina.
check.
For the next, like, how long do they last? Actually, it's like an hour, isn't it?
Right, I roughly know what they're all gonna. All their vibes are. 'Cause apparently, these are now getting upgraded to named NPCs for some
Oh.
reason.
we're
The
recruiting these.
It's for an hour. It's for an hour. This child is.
We're recruiting
25
these for the
an
beacon,
hour.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we
that's-
might
that's-
have,
That's the whole fun of this. The point, you get to go first in the initiative order. They're still so unsure to like the concept of battling that they're not quite as quick as you are, a seasoned professional.
Okay, I'm just going to run into here and ready an action.
Mhm.
That action being, if one of
The
them hits me
dodge
with an
action.
attack, I'm going to attack them back.
Ooh, okay. You're gonna do like the little like block parry smack on the back of the head.
Bonk.
Okay, I see what you're going with. You do that. Trevin gets to go first.
on.
And let me just double check. Trevin is going to use his bonus action, and you
Oh,
just
no.
suddenly see this old man who's slightly hunched over begin to like do an anime buff up moment as
Oh
he
God, he's going
straightens
Super
his
Saiyan.
back. And suddenly, like, he was struggling a little bit with the sword. Like, he's still quite a little bit muscular, but he suddenly is able to lift that sword as if it is nothing. And he is going to literally, like, standing leap, jump at you.
Alvina starts clapping, like, because she's in another fight. She starts clapping because she just punches him.
Just look up. Impressive. Oh God, that's coming from me.
Let me double check what he can do. Increases by 10 feet.
Feet. Yeah.
Oh.
Oath of glory!
Trevin's going for it. He's still like a little bit distance away from you, so let's see. I guess he just dashes at you because he can't actually get to you this round without dashing. but he's gonna deliberately like standing jump, just fucking leap. What is it like? Probably 12, 13 feet. I can't remember what standing jumps normally is.
It's like with a run up, you can do strength score.
It's
just
something to do with your
outright.
strength modifier, yeah.
You can do strength score outright, and the Oath of Glory thing just boosts it by 10 feet.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let him like run 10 feet and then just leap the remaining like 18.
Yeah.
Oh, you got spry. You might have a bit of rogue in you.
That's barbarian, that is!
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just like so. He's still gonna dash there. I mostly just wanted him to do glory.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do Tarragon now, and I need to double check what the range off of this is. I think it's 30 feet. So she's gonna move up 15 feet and like stare at the point, and she is similarly going to. Is it an action normally for Channel Divinity?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, as an
It
action.
depends on it. It depends on.
Yeah,
which
they
one.
each do say. The point, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, she's a
Okay.
conqueror. I think she's a conqueror. I'm
That's a
adopting
nat
this.
20.
Ah, you bastard. I'm half tempted to destiny point that for negatives, but I'm not gonna.
As this little girl stares at you, you can see the hollowness of her eyes as she's carrying the spear and looking towards you. And for a second there, her face almost seems to magnify in a way where you feel the hunger inside of her. The
She channeled
depths
Alvina.
of the abyss.
I am adopting this kid. No one can stop me.
As you almost feel like you yourself are going to be eaten by the abyss before you push through with your seasoned mind and just shake it off. You are not afraid of this little child.
No.
I'd be worried if he was.
Well,
Yeah, I'm definitely getting you some food later.
And as as Nisra goes, she is going to take a step towards you in just like rotating her body left, right as she walks in that little dwarven shuffle. With her shield kind of carried before her, and she is going to take her hammer, and you just see the wood begin to become inflamed with golden energy.
Yeah, divine paladin or devotion paladin.
As she is going to move up. That does take her action to do that, but that weapon seems to pack more of a punch now.
Nice tricks.
She
And
was
bow.
exactly like Mary. So she's gonna move up to you. We'll move Tarragon another 15 closer because she still has movement left. But that is gonna be them, as none of them have attacked you just yet. They're still kind of feeling out their power. The point, what would you like to do? Trevin's definitely like getting ready to hit you. Nisha's being a little bit more like cautious. She's a bit wiser in her years.
Dragon's got a terrifying
Carrie's just
gaze.
fucking staring at you with those eyes.
Can I sort of rotate round to here?
You can, but it will provoke an opportunity attack from Trevin.
Oh, Trevin's not moved on my screen.
He is on my screen. He's right next to
Oh.
you to the north.
Okay,
Just like
moving down
move
there.
about
he's right
and
above
back.
you.
He's right there.
Okay, that's
Nesha should be 10 feet in front of you, and Tarragon's down here. If I just move them out, kind of to the
okay.
back.
Yeah, so that was rotating to be near the people who are actually near me, but This
You're
guy's here?
rotating to the guy directly north of you now.
yes, I will rotate around and just attempt to shove him away. Just shove him backwards.
Okay.
Go away.
Like, are you physically pushing him action-wise, or?
Physically taking the shove action, I think.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I don't want to be the first one to attack these guys. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Let me just double check. He does have advantage on strength. Athletics
You
check.
place your hand upon him.
Does he have proficiency? I'll let the
If
dice
he's a-
decide.
If he's a paladin, it's saving throws. No, they don't get.
This would be a strength check. This would be athletics or acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Because it's a contested
Ah, yeah, it's
grapple
basically-
effect.
Yeah, it's basically a grapple. Yeah.
Let's see. He's
He's
got a negative
glory.
1.
Right.
Oh.
If they
So he gets
got
a
like
10.
if they got the appropriate ones for it.
Yeah, and he does want it. He'd only be 3, so he'd only get a +2 proficiency. So yeah, I'm gonna give him proficient, like, because they are getting classes. They might as well get skills to go along with it that meet their personality. And he, as you saw, really just wanted to get back to his youthful days where he could lift things again.
Yeah.
So you have a +1 to this then, because he also has an 8 strength still.
He has 8 strength, but he does double his carry capacity, hilariously.
He does, and he has advantage on this. So that is an 11.
Oh,
Yeah, it beats
Which
you.
still beats the knights.
He still beats us. He just stands his ground, and he's just like, "Whoop."
See, there's a lesson. Even if you are very clearly stronger than the person you're fighting, fate isn't always in your favor.
"Oh, seems like you screwed up, young man. You
I-
thought you could push Trevin around."
I concur.
I am 100% imagining that because there's 3 fights going on, because we did say it's the lines up. Fuck you is kicking someone as they're down. Alvina's like punching the shit out of people as she's watching the other fight. And then
Yeah, and this is happening.
in the middle.
At the point, are you gonna do anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Then Trevin's taking a
can-
swig.
Okay,
Get
bring
him,
it on.
Trevin.
Let's see. Stoley has a +1 to attack, and he doesn't have advantage. Does he get anything with attacks, or is it just no? Because
Unless he wants to smite.
uh, it's like a bonus action to smite.
All the-
what
the
I'm
s-
thinking of.
All the smite spells
Yeah.
are also bonus actions. So.
Well, let's see if he hits first. So that's going to
Smite
be.
you with my wooden sword.
He has 1 attack. He's gonna try and hit a 12 to hit the point.
Does not hit.
I don't think he can do anything. There's no point doing that, so that's fine. How do you block Trevin's like overhung swing? It's clear like he's not that experienced yet. He just like leaves himself wide open as he comes down at you.
I felt like when I did the shove, I was kind of holding my warhammer in 2 hands and using the center of that to push him away. So I feel like just lift that upwards.
Nice, you just like block it off.
Yeah, just bump.
Trevin
let's
can't
see.
physically hit me.
Yes. They come with a nat 20. Nat 20 is always there.
So, okay, that was a good attack. But again, we're not teaching you to attack. We're teaching you to not get into fights. Sorry.
He might be, I'm not, have him!
By fighting,
Um,
we're not teaching you to get in the fights.
Tarragon with a kind of a quaking hand. She she just kind of raises her spear up, and it's just like she clearly isn't used to the weight of the spear or her newfound strength. As she just like raises it far too high and has to actually bring it down. She overshot her strength. But she is going to look at you, and you can see. I think you can't see, but you with your bardic nature feel the magic emanating in her voice as it dances around your ear, and she commands you to drop.
Kneel!
Okay, is that a wisdom saving throw?
Yep, a wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
Oh, it's fair. Actually, let's go with Grovel. Grovel's more useful in this situation.
Okay.
Yes! That might actually do it!
What is her wisdom? I'm gonna let fate decide. She'd have a D.
Well, it's charisma. It's paladin.
Yeah, I don't have her stats, so she's gonna get to decide if she's a charismatic child or not. It's 8 plus her proficiency, so it'd be 10 plus a D4, which is a 12.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fair. It's a 9 even just with her
Yeah,
proficiency.
that's right. She's got it.
Makes
Looking
that.
off positive.
Yep. As the point, you feel the words emanating in your brain and feel yourself about to start enacting them on your next turn.
Can I destiny that save?
Yes, you can. To be fair, the point's trying to like actually
No.
lead here. It makes sense.
Yeah,
No.
groveling is a bad idea. If it was dropping my weapon, fine.
It's a bit
No,
better.
But again, this child, like the like desperation in her voice alone is inspiring fear in you.
Yeah,
You've heard
Again,
that. You've heard that noise when Alvina's hungry.
yeah. Okay. Once we're done here, we're gonna speak. We have an extra bedroom on our ship.
Mhm.
If Alvina doesn't adopt you, I will.
Too late! I'm calling dibs!
Alvina had dibs.
People are allowed to have 2 parents.
Are they
Generally,
though?
yes.
Is it Abby for
Yeah,
that?
Alvina can
Yeah,
be
but
the
I mean,
one.
We have
The
Abby
rule,
for that.
the rule barely gets any. Okay. Okay, it is now Nurse's turn. She is going to use her bonus action. Oh no, let's save the bonus action for the smite.
Ooh,
She's gonna come in
you
with
fucked
her
now.
attack. I don't remember what her strength score is, so she gets that plus her proficiency.
I
And
imagine she's a little bit stronger.
what else did Sacred Weapon do?
Glowing. It
To
glows.
attack rolls. Ooh, add your charisma modifier to
Yeah.
attack rolls.
Yeah, not to damage specifically, but it does stack with any buffs the weapon already has, which is quite nice. About it.
Cool, then I'm gonna give her an extra d4 to represent her charisma. Alright, a 11 to hit.
Does not hit.
She tried. She tried so hard. The point you're
Another.
fending off.
Try to be. It was a good hit, but don't take that as a message as you can fight people.
Hit him harder. Hit them harder.
You had 2 swings come at you, and honestly, in this entire thing right now, you think Terragol might be the biggest threat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The other 2, you're batting them
off.
off, but Terragol, she nearly had you on both of those saves. But it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I will take a swing at Trevin.
All right, go for it.
2020, it's plus proficiency plus strength. So what's our proficiency at this level?
4.
4. Okay, it's plus 6.
She's got a shield, and she would have a little bit more.
I'm going after Trevin, the old guy.
Yeah, I've already got Trevin's AC. Trevin's AC is terrible.
He's an old man.
Oh yeah,
Plus-
that hits easily.
Okay, good. I will.
That, and Terry gets a little bit more thingy, so she'll get.
Carrigan's
Right.
AC 30.
Unfortunately,
It goes
AC
without
isn't
saying
covered
I'm
by
trying to
strength.
do non-lethal damage here.
Yeah. You come in for that swing, and you easily just take Trevin in like the glaringly obvious open spot he's left himself in. How much damage?
That's 12 damage.
12 damage. You do a crack. He's not bloodied, but you do just do a walloping into his side.
You winded them.
He's very winded, yeah.
Oh, no, there goes my dreams of pizza.
You're gonna get
an
pizza
extra large pizza.
whether you're conscious or not.
Oh, Nizra cast Shield of Faith on herself, since she didn't actually
Oh,
use her bonus. There we go.
yeah,
Okay.
nice.
Because she's
Good
supposed
luck.
to be the fancy, shieldy one. The point is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I will at the end of my turn say, and I'm going to regret saying this. Now, one of the key things you can do when you are faced with a situation you can't talk your way out of is work as a team with your party members. I really hope you don't do that against me, because then you might have a chance of winning.
Ooh, that's what you think. Yeah, Trevin just immediately ignoring you comes in for another swing.
You might actually have a chance of winning. That's what you think.
A 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Yeah, Foyt's actually got the lowest AC in the party. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
I thought you were going to go down the Morpheus route.
Frontline
and go-
fighter.
He's like pulling a double-handed sword, so let's go with a d10 plus the 1 damage he's getting from this.
Hey, that's you're doing well, Foyt. It's not 2d6 like a double crit.
2 damage.
That feels
2
about right.
damage. 2 damage. However,
Smite!
I still have temporary hit points from earlier.
let's have a look here. What kind of smite is a Trevin smite? White hot intensity. We're going for searing smite.
Yep.
Okay.
Apparently this is like you actually have to do it beforehand.
You do for the cast smites. You have to do it and then hit. For the
Yeah.
divine
What?
smite.
That's fair. It lasts up for a minute, so let's have him do it just before that. We'll get Trevor a break, and also the DM hasn't played Paladin forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you'd
fine.
need
That's
to you'd need to bonus action first to cast it, and then
The ones you're thinking of are the generic paladin smite, which is just pure damage.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
The-
what
no,
you're
makes sense.
doing.
The pure damage ones is essentially a non-action action. It's just a thing that
It's
you
an
say you
on-hit
do.
thing you
Yeah.
can do.
But you take 3 fire damage, and apparently a Constitution at the start of each of its turns. Okay, the start of your next turn, you'll take Constitution save, take more fire damage.
Yeah, you're on fire.
You're on fire now.
Ow.
Trevin just ignites you in with his searing hot passion for pizza. Or burgers.
There's a pizza mark
See,
branded on you.
Lactose free.
that's something to lean into. That passion. Think about what you're passionate about,
Pizza!
Tarragon walks up.
and then turns Sarah.
so much damage. If
Oh
she hits,
god.
it's gonna hurt. If she hits, you're
Yeah.
gonna feel that. You'll be fine.
Let's see. What can she do? I guess she's gonna come up and try and like shank you in the back.
Ooh.
Ow.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get them.
She got +2, +7 for a +9 to
In the
hit.
ribs.
Same amount to hit as Alvin. Let's go.
She's already used her channel divinity.
No conqueror. No conqueror +10 to hit.
No, conquering is just the fear one.
Conqueror has the other one as
Um,
well.
Yeah, but she you only get one.
Yeah, no cleric.
Oh, technically you guys only got one. She got the full class.
Oh no, paladin also only gets one. It's cleric that gets more, but they stack with.
Yeah. So you get to choose from the two options.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, she comes in for hit for a critical fail.
Oh, I want to.
Oh.
Actually,
I'll give
I
her my
feel-
destiny.
I was
feel
about to
bad.
say I want to give that kid a destiny. Can I destiny?
Wow. Yep. You guys are just
I use my one because
I deserve this.
14 to hit.
Meets it, beats it. So yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, what the hell is the damage die of a spear? I think it's also a
D8 with
D10.
two-handed? I think it's D8 with two hands. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think D6 one hand, D8 two handed.
Ah.
Plus
D8.
7.
Not to fair, she should also probably be doing bonus actions for her hand. She could do raffle.
Yes. The thunderclaps, mate. I believe that, isn't it?
For 14 piercing damage from the spear itself.
Ow.
And then she's going to do an extra 2 psychic damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of her. So another wisdom save.
I kind of already am. That's 17.
You managed to be off again. Just the fear she is emanating.
Nice
He
hit.
has potential.
She
You're
has
definitely
potential.
getting adopted.
And Shield of Faith is
I
concentration.
don't want
so
to beat up a child and it's going to kill me.
It will. That's why I gave them the potion.
Nestor can't do that, but she can just attack you.
Bonk.
Bonk.
For some reason, I keep imagining her
For
with a
15.
rolling pin. It still hits.
That hits.
For some reason, I keep imagining her with a rolling pin. By the way, in hand, bam.
And that's just 3 bludgeoning damage
Ow.
as these 3 come at you. But yes, the point. Can you go ahead and finish this up as we're at the end of the session?
Yeah,
And
just kill them already.
Is that a legitimate, do a narrative thing of finishing it up, or...
no,
Hey,
take your turn. Take your
try
turn,
your
and
best.
then we'll.
Okay, I will shillelagh
Womp.
my weapon, because it's wooden. And... yeah, I don't have multi-attack. So I'll
Yeah.
say, so my skills are more... they're more accustomed to being a backline spellcaster. I can only target one person per turn. Per 6 seconds. I don't have the senses in order to split my attacks, let's say. Which is why, and I'm going to swing at Trevin. No, I'm going to swing at Nisha and then divert to Trevin.
Okay.
I hear it roll. There
That'll
it
be a
is.
23.
23 hits.
Good old shillelagh.
Go to Daily. 6 damage. Okay, only 6 damage.
You do so. And with that, we'll go into narrative mode. How many hit points you got? Point.
Left, I have 65.
65, and I believe on average they were doing about maybe 6 damage per round.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
even though you are taking some cuts and bruises, and even though the fact that you aren't a melee fighter, not really in no way have you specialized to be a melee fighter, it occurs to you, and it maybe gives you a little bit more reassurance, if the point was ever concerned about this matter, or more like just like a little, oh, that's actually quite neat. I didn't really think that. Just how much more powerful you are than 3 armed melee combatants. That
Yeah.
you are in no risk of losing to these 3 now level 3 paladins. You are that powerful.
Oh, good.
That while you couldn't take them all out in a single sweep like Alvina could, or immediately fucking disembowel them with a single attack like you could.
He's being led away by someone because
Yeah.
he's nearly killed 3 people.
Yeah, I'm deliberately not turning around to see where fuck you's doing.
You hear
Even
swearing.
though this is arguably maybe your weakest area in combat.
Yep.
You could still easily take these, and if this went on, I have no doubt that given you your nearly bloody Trevor in a single round.
I mean, even
And
Lou
that was
and
with a
me.
wooden sword.
Lou
Yep.
could.
Wooden weapon, rather.
Yeah, Luke can hold his own, but he's the only one who's leads
good.
even less.
I
melee
don't think.
combat.
So yes, I will try and get them to yield before knocking them unconscious, if possible.
And none of them could really hit me unless they were
Critting.
critting.
You do so. Yes, Trevin goes down first because he's the one you're focusing on and keeps leaving himself wide open. Who between Niz and Tarragon would you go for next? His has obviously got a much higher AC and is
I'd
being
go
way
for
more
Niz.
defensive.
I don't think Point wants to hit the child.
I don't want to hit the child.
I'm just saying, Tarragon can take you out at any point with
I
these
know.
wisdom saves.
He actually,
know.
a couple of good hits, Tarragon could actually down you. She's the only one that could actually hurt you.
I will focus on kind of just keeping Tarragon away while
yeah.
fighting Niz.
To be fair, I believe most of your attacks have been over 20, so even with her now buffed 16 AC, you're still able to easily get through her defense. She puts up a way better defense than obviously Trevin did. She's got her shield, her aura, her shield of faith, and she is doing a much better job of just keeping you at post, but even then, she's still got a undisciplined stance. It surprises you how much military or like combat experience you actually seem to intuitively know from just how many years of adventuring you've done.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
Yeah,
consider
but-
yourself a
3 or 4 at this point.
like an experienced like melee fighter or like a trained soldier or anything, but you're
You've seen
picking out like
Alvina
how
fight so
sloppy
much.
their stances are, the fact that she's clearly wide open on the left, and then there's Tarragon. And I can only assume you have no idea what the hell to make of Tarragon. You don't want to hurt Tarragon, but dear God, the fact that she might genuinely, like, if you can feel her penetrating your mind in such a way that getting a couple command spells off, it's a good thing you took out the other 2, because if you succumbed to any of them and she just kept you on that lock, they would just beat you down while you were prone.
Yeah.
The risk that Tarragon presented, it reminds you of your own specialization, of how powerful status effect spells can be.
Mhm.
Sure, Alvina might be able to take somebody's hit point down to take a chunk out of somebody's hit point, but you, with the status effect, could truly have somebody unable to act until they are slowly beaten to death.
A glimpse into the points villain arc.
If it gets to the point where it's like Point actually is like almost won against Tarragon, if Valvina's like finished with the people that are willing to pick a fight with her.
Wait, now
think
you named your instrument after a certain someone.
Yes.
Were you there in the crowd that day when they first made their debut?
I wasn't there when they made their debut. I would have been a later fan who joined later.
You missed the early stuff then.
Yeah, I missed the debut and I regretted every day.
Clarify, when I say the debut, I mean the first time the Heroes of Akaba, during the tri-annual tournament, where they first won and came kind of known to the populace.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
It was a quite prominent event in a lot of Akabian history if you're from Akaba, which I believe you and a couple of the other characters are. Especially if you're artificers, Akaba is a hub spot for artificery. A lot of dwarves come down from Steamforge to come to Akaba, especially of late because it is that.
I'm from Steamforge, but would have been.
I think everyone but Alvina.
Down there.
Then yeah, Akaba's triannual tournament is one of the kind of continent's spectacle that a lot of tourists inflock to watch because it is a tournament amongst all 4 cities to display prowess. Effectively, it's a sports tournament to kind of ease tension in Akaba as it's the neutral state. But your mind calls back to that day when the final victory against the Akaba heroes versus the 4 mages of Salarin was single-handedly decided in the first opening act of that when Black Star hypnotic patterned every single magi and the rest of their fighters came in and just took all of them out. The mages never getting a turn to act. Your mind throws back to that moment. As yes?
Yeah, if their point looks like they've basically just definitely won, and Alvina's run out of people who are willing to pick a fight, she would walk over to that scrap that's going on.
So I would also at that point do the
punch the point in the face.
The classic push them down, put the weapon out, put a hand out to help them up.
I was literally gonna just pick them up. If they were not willing to back down, I was gonna pick up and go, let's get you some food.
I mean, fuck you is probably chasing people around with swords.
You're being chased. You're chasing people being chased by security.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alvira will walk over and pick up the kid and go, you did very well. Let's get you some food. The other two just unconscious.
To be fair, they're not conscious, they're stable.
Yeah, I will whisper to Alvina at that point, that child is terrifying.
And to be fair, I just assume the point kind of beat them up until the point really like thingy down. Going to 0 doesn't necessarily mean going unconscious.
Yeah.
It's DM's choice. It could also just be like they're semi-conscious, unable to fight. It mostly just means they're unable to fight.
Yeah.
Plus,
Get 'em
you
down.
got,
So
got a
they're
bunch
still
of-
conscious and like they take your hand and get raised up.
you got a bunch of paladins. They got lay on hands.
Yeah.
I'm picking up Tarek and I'm going to go get them some food. They've earned it. They have earned it very much.
Yes, we very quickly flush back to Zormir and Lou just to get their next actions. You quickly realize that neither of you have the blood to get through this door. What do you do? What is your next response after having spent some time there? You do kind of ask around and you can get any information from the locals if there's any particular questions you'd like to know. You can apparently hire out somebody with the gene, but it's normally like a waiting list because they're quite rare and they have to be available.
I think before we start asking around, Zormir's gonna try cutting his hand open and putting it against the door
That's pretty
And see-
hardcore.
and seeing if it is
Take your glove
Direct.
off.
See,
yeah. Like
You
yeah.
do so. You press your blood against it. You do a little cut, do a little push of blood,
see
but
if your
unfortunately
blood
it
works.
doesn't seem to work. You do not have the gene as far as you can tell.
It's not anything to do with actual
I just
direct
had a
contact
great
of blood or anything, so it's just genetics.
thought. I just had a great thought. If this kid turns out to be one of the people with the blood, that would be amazing.
Maybe we should ask around for the people here.
You have effectively a couple hours as the Coliseum stuff's going on to fill up. If you want to kind of grab anyone, you can go check out the waiting list if you'd like. You can. What would you like to do?
Just ask general questions. Anyone they know around here who knows people with the right gene. We're trying to see if we can get access to here.
You ask about. Apparently, there is an old waiting list, but it looks like a couple of them only recently have kind of guided people through and are still recovering from the experience. There is a kind of a monetary cost to get the people get compensated for it, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of willing people. There's only like 1 or 2 kind of guides who are willing to go through who also have the gene. And unfortunately, those are both predisposed for the next the next couple weeks.
We may need to speak to Mr. Darkseid to gain some access to this. To
Yeah,
expedite the
it's,
process.
If the relevant people are temporarily out of use, then yes, it seems to be our only option.
Yep, if only any of your NPCs had the gene.
Mhm.
All of your NPCs natively from this world.
Yep, we're fairly sure one does.
Yeah, but if it's very rare.
I
We're
mean,
fairly sure one does.
even
So
Gwen.
first we get Drax to check.
We can check everyone else once they come here, see if any of our people have it, but hardly us two don't.
I never tried my
We can
blood.
check all of us, and then we can get the character that we're 99% sure has it.
I don't think it's directly blood.
I think it's
I-
probably correct. But we don't have it because we're not from this
Yeah.
planet.
No, I'm meaning directly applying blood to the. I was
I
Yeah,
just.
no,
see.
you don't need to bleed. But yes, with that, we're going to call that an end. Unless anyone has any desperate things they want to do, I'm going to assume this kind of closes off the day, and you all go get some damn sleep and a long rest.
Yeah, I am adopting this child if they don't.
Yes,
actually have
I would like to.
parents.
I would like to give the
I'm-
child a talk after, just saying,
Yeah.
you
have
did,
anywhere to
you
go?
you did really good. That was seriously. If I hadn't got lucky with resisting your spells, I would have been out of it.
Yeah, do you have anywhere to go? You look
That
like
is
a
Shake
great-
hands
fabulous.
sheepishly.
Do you want to come
Um,
with us?
Just getting more and more children.
I
Who
bought a
doesn't have
Phoenix
enough
burger.
children's place?
I have bought a Phoenix burger for them and adopted this child.
But all of that happens. You have effectively the rest
Yeah.
of the night off to do what you want RP wise, and you get a long rest. I assume you're not gonna assume I'm not gonna throw combat at you, so you can go
Mhm.
get a long rest.
Oh.
And next week we'll start up effectively with maybe some little vignettes of what happened the previous night, but also start up a new day.
Yep.
And you can decide what you want to do. Assume you have the weekend off, and that it's going to take at least 2 days for Darkseid to actually finish thinking everything up before he has a whole bunch of new
Isn't
stuff for you.
tomorrow the Battle of the Bands?
It is
It
about the
is.
band.
So I'm going to assume that in a crisis they cancel.
Yeah,
that.
I think that'll be postponed
what you
for a
think.
bit.
They need something to change to up the
Okay.
levity of it.
Change the mood.
Yeah, change people's minds off the fact that they all just got superpowers. We might actually have more contestants
Yeah, because
now.
Oh,
seeing
no.
a few bands play is gonna change that.
Well, it takes people's minds off it. It's the exact kind of thing that they would probably.
So you have the Battle of the Bands in the afternoon, but you still have the morning session, and then obviously the afternoon is with the Battle of the Bands, and an evening session technically after that.
And that'll
So
keep
you
us going
can
until September.
you can ask about where Damien might be. All you know is that he is currently in the underground, but you don't actually know what that means if he's literally
Yeah,
hanging
I
out in the
know.
tunnels.
Set up with,
We have a tavern we might know where he is.
with Administrator
Yeah,
Junior.
the Orange Tavern.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have access to his room if you want it, a tavern. There's basically some investigation you could do at the headquarters. But
Yeah.
that's all for next week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I hope you had fun. That is the fallout of
The point
creating
of-
Destiny.
Oh boy.
Can we get a new couch for Tarragon, by the way? I think we
Yeah, I'll thingy that later.
Cheers.
I'm happy to make a token for Tarragon.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm looking at gaunt orphan eyes. I want the
As
most
scary as-
urchin urchin you can think of.
As scary as Alvina.
Scary.
I've
maybe
adopted-
not
That's why I've
quite
adopted
as
her.
scary
Like,
as
it's
Alvina,
Alvina, but
cool.
hasn't had training like Alvina, which makes
I'll-
it way more.
I'll tell you the
potentially
exact vibes I got once we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with that, thank you all and good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.